Man. Exclusive. Yeah, man, I like that shit right there, man. Now I'm taking this all the way from like Harlem, up the highway up to Chicago. Hey,
Waves coming off the cold street, concrete situations stay violent, no sleep, don't speak, back it up or stay silent. You gon' see some different sights, but you gon' hear the same sirens, chorus of them things firing. Look at me, I'm wave right. I ain't waiting, I'm impatient. Something gives and we fly high above these street signs. That mountain, there's a steep climb. Meet me at the peak, weed out the week, and we gon' be fine. Free within a week's time, and you and I gon' hustle one to the next check, right turn to the next left. Go hard with a rest flex, Bogart through the next step. Negotiate for higher stakes, oceans, lakes, and dire straits. I rode them all up on this wave, I ride it straight into the grave. But first I'm getting paid, first I'm getting laid. Leave it slayed, up and out in time to catch another wave. I ain't drowning, I'm abounding, working on the next deal. Meet me at the beach, don't let it leak, make sure the check real. Get over the astonishment, hold on to how the shit feel. Soak it up, let it go for what, live up a lie still. Cold street, concrete, situations stay violent, no sleep, don't speak, back it up or stay silent. You gon' see some different sights, but you gon' hear the same sirens, chorus of them things firing. Look at me, I'm wave right. I ain't waiting, I'm impatient. Something gives and we fly high above these street signs. That mountain, there's a steep climb. Meet me at the peak, weed out the week, and we gon' be fine. Free within a week's time, and you and I gon' wave right. And you and I gon' wave right. And you and I gon' wave right. Free within a week's time, and you and I gon' wave right.
Blue steel, police, lay down, talk shit, niggas get found in the back of lot, cold seal through your veins, have niggas running, dying, please, Lord, help me, I don't know what's going on tonight. Right up, he told me just meet him at the airport. We gotta find my see these niggas drowning, they don't have no surfboards. We gon' ride that way, check that scoreboard, and you can check that billboard. Now we all around town, we got the 4 pound, 3 pound, these nigga, you know.
Cold street, concrete, situations stay violent, no sleep, don't speak, back it up or stay silent. You gon' see some different sights, but you gon' hear the same sirens, chorus of them things firing. Look at me, I'm wave right. I ain't waiting, I'm impatient. Something gives and we fly high above these street signs. That mountain, there's a steep climb. Meet me at the peak, weed out the week, and we gon' be fine. Free within a week's time, and you and I gon' wave right.
It's that 80s baby, crazy, hazy, wavy baby. Ow, Big Papa maybe have my baby, bitch, you living foul. I know you wanna own a summer, but don't dumb it down. Staying true to you like how we do you, wavy now. Sipping on that Grand Coulee, you a star, direct the movie Spike Lee. She Lee, I bought her back, I'm pipey. So too many cracks, I think it's whack, you smoking pipes, B. Whiskey leaves, bitch, please. Blunt slumpy like centipede. Then I G, then I key. Mommy got them 10 a piece with Zelda. I fell to my Gina, had to tell for.
Look at me, I'm wave riding. Look at me, I'm wave riding. Look at me, look at me, look at me, I'm wave riding. Look at me, I'm wave riding. Look at me, I'm wave riding. Look at me, look at me, look at me, I'm wave riding. You gon' see some different sights, but you gon' hear the same sounds. Chorus of them things firing. Look at me, I'm wave riding. Look at me, I'm wave riding. Look at me, I'm wave riding. Look at me, look at me, look at me, I'm wave riding. What is poppin', my people? I am your host, Shy Ill. Welcome to Shy Ill Reacts. And today we doing Cartel Chronicles. We gonna hang out and get through it. Hope everybody's having a good day. What's today? Today's Tuesday. Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. Hope you guys can hear me clearly. Hope you had your cafecito. Hope you're having a good day, whether you're at work, working remotely, at the crib, wherever you're at. Hope you're having a good day. Salutes to the chat. Glad everybody can make it. I wanted to get up with y'all yesterday, but an audition popped up last minute, and I had to get the job done. Today I tried something new. Usually, I when I started this podcast, I would put a mixtape joint of mine on the, at the intro. But since one of these samples wasn't cleared, I got a copyright strike. So I figured, let me try music that I own. Now, if YouTube copyright strikes me for music that I own, well, now we're on some other shit, huh? So salutes to everybody for being here. I appreciate y'all. We're going to take our time today. Hopefully help y'all get through y'all work day. Y'all going to help me get through mine. I appreciate y'all. For those that enjoy the music at the beginning, I got a couple of albums that you can find on YouTube. Just type in my name, CHI-ILL. That also helps. Every way that a penny trickles in is better off for me and my platform. So I appreciate y'all. Play that music. We got the 1871 album on there, and we have an album called Vigil, which is the soundtrack of a film that I did, and I basically did the album through the eyes of the character. But yeah, so that's where we at. And there's also a bunch of other stuff, man. Just Google me, CHI-ILL. Thank y'all for being there. Yes, like Oso said, hit the like button on the way in. Wipe your feet. I invite you in my house. The least you can do is give me the thumbs up. And I appreciate y'all for it. Salutes to the chat. The chat was busy early. No Sucker DJs must get his credit for being first, because the man was here early. As soon as that notification went up, he was in the chat. So I appreciate you, No Sucker DJs. Salutes to Vic. Salutes to Chucky Chingong. Salutes to Oso and 030 North. Hope you're being safe out there. Safe travels to everybody working the road. Shout out to JP the Ghost. I see you, big homie. Let's see, Cafecito and Blontazo. Start the day right. There you go, Chucky. I'm with you. I'm on the same deal right here. And I appreciate y'all for being here, for real. I missed y'all over the weekend. There was a lot of work to do. Appreciation to Chucky Chingong. Nice, I'll rock your tracks out here. Appreciate it. So check it out. So there was a couple of things that I already wanted to check out. I want to go through the Sean Penn, whatever her face is, and El Chapo saga. There was a couple of things, but a couple of things popped up. A couple Flores things popped up. A couple Sammy the Bull Flores things popped up, and so I was looking through there. So we'll get to that today. We're gonna take our time. We are in no rush. I appreciate y'all for being here. Smoke them if you got them. And let's get the housekeeping out of the way. For those that have been here before, we have a donation system here where you can put a comment directly on my screen during my show. The way that would work is it would look like this. Is it not working? Let's see. There it is.
Test user sent $50 test message.
All right, YouTube pushing out
Test
notifications.
user sent $50 test message.
Just got my own notifications. Thank you, YouTube. I hope you send it to everybody else. I know where to be at this time. Everybody else doesn't, so hook them up. Let's see. Cash Talk. Salute Damian Cash on the check-in for sure. I was just also, that was another thing we we're going to get into today, Cash. I saw you on Ian Bick. We're going to take a look at that real quick. Chucky Chingong said, Kate de Castillo, the setup. Exactly. Was it a setup? I don't know. I don't know nothing about it. I'm going to learn it with you. Same thing, same as how we do everything else. All right, let's see. So, yeah, salutes to Damian Cash in the chat. We have definitely covered Damian Cash with the Wrong to Strong videos before. During the Surviving El Chapo podcast between season 1 and season 2. So we're familiar with him. He's going to come get familiar with us. I appreciate you for being here, bro. And boom, that's what it looks like in the chat. I'm sure some others will pop in as we move along. But again, y'all saw the text-to-speech. That's how it would pop up on our screen. It would pop right up on the screen, and it would give it, also for $5, you could put in a YouTube link, and we will react to that link right then and there, as long as it's something that won't get me knocked off of YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So that's the housekeeping for that. We have all other ways to donate in the description. You can find all that information in the description. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, all the good stuff, all the social networks. I appreciate y'all for being here. Again, please wipe your feet on the way in and hit the like button. I want to show y'all something funny that I peeped. So I'm not, I'm an old school dude, man. I'm a product of growing up in the 80s and 90s. I'm a 70s baby growing up in the 80s and 90s. So, this new generation there's some things that are different, that are with the internet generation, you know what I mean? And I want to show you something that I ran into that I thought was hilarious. So I'm sure all of you know what ASMR is. Salute Think Like a Kingpin in the chat, got his shades on. So I assume y'all know what ASMR is, right? So like there's different ways. I don't even know. Let me see what it stands for exactly. Let me get the words. ASMR. Not her. I don't want her specifically. Let's see. Definition. Autonomous sensory meridian response, all right? Evidently, it just means something that makes you feel good or something that you enjoy, right? But again, one man's trash is another man's treasure. There's something that you can enjoy that I could probably hate, you know what I mean? But anyways, I was looking for some Flores Twins videos, and I've been noticing a lot more people are covering it. You and I know in the chat that before me, there was really nobody covering it, because I couldn't find that person. There were people that were still in the podcast and uploading it, but that was far months after I had already started. But now there's things popping up. There's girls on Apple Podcasts that are covering the Flores Twins story, that are even using my content to cover the Flores Twins story. And so I expect to see things online, and then I ran into this. Dez times ASMR. El Chapo and the twins that brought him down. I said, all right, let me check this out. Again, I'm not very familiar with the ASMR, but I understand, I get the point. You know what I'm saying? You get those videos where they're cutting soap or they're popping, bubble wrap or whatever works for you. And I'm just thinking she's gonna have, I'm thinking it's a show. I don't know what the ASMR part has to do with El Chapo and the twins. And then I see this.
Recordings just got better.
Oh, let's get past this ad.
Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that local recordings are now.
Hey guys, I hope that you are doing really wonderful.
And I thought she was joking for the first 5 seconds.
I am going to be talking about
Yo,
drug lord El Chapo.
that's the good Christmas macaroni voice right there. You know what I'm saying? When you run a spoon in the macaroni. All right.
About the Flores twins.
So evidently she does her whole show like this.
These twins really risked their lives and their families' lives.
I thought it was ridiculous, but again,
with
to each his own.
FBI and bringing down El Chapo. Chicago-born Margarito Flores.
Yo, could you guys? So she got more views than me. Evidently, I'm doing something wrong. I think I'm gonna get into the ASMR market.
It's mostly for business.
Now, if you guys wanted to follow the story with her, you gotta have good ears because you gotta really be able to hear her.
It's made by hauling drugs across the border. But for
So, JP the Ghost said you the OG of this.
an adventure.
Hey, I'm sure y'all can hear me over here, so I'm just gonna talk.
Adventure side.
JP the Ghost said you the OG of this. Chucky Chingon said we needed someone from the streets covering the streets. Even Luis Chaparro grew up privileged. We catch bullshit or puff pieces. Absolutely. JP the Ghost said nah. So I'm sure y'all heard me over her. But if you guys want to follow the story, if you guys want to know the Flores story through macaroni style sounds, you can check this out.
Because he said
You can listen to her whole podcast. This is a
Junior
13-minute video.
said they're farmers. They have
I know some people that this would drive crazy.
treat you
My sister don't like the word moist,
earlier.
let alone you talking all moist mouth. You know what I mean? But it is what it is.
Born in the little village neighborhood.
Shout out Sarah Lee in the chat. Said horrible. She sounds horrible. I mean, yeah, to us. But there's somebody out there. To me, I'm sure that behind the screen, it varies the type of person that's enjoying this. You know what I'm saying?
Deep understanding of the drug trade.
Thinking like Kingpin. Is that Ashley?
Many lifetimes.
Which Ashley? Ashley the one that got all the cribs?
So Marguerite
The stash houses?
as a child.
I don't know who it is, but
Is that what they were doing was wrong?
it sounds like a seance to me.
Father and son bonding time.
I think if we both do this together,
Moving
we'll
from riding bikes
raise someone from the dead or
to riding horses and his parents.
conjure up some ghosts.
And his father now.
All right, I'm done. I'm gonna turn her off, but y'all can go check her out. I'm gonna give her a shout out. It's ASMR. No, it's DESX ASMR. She got more subscribers than me, more views than me. So salutes to her and her, wet macaroni voice. I'm with it. To each his own. But I just thought that was funny when I ran into this shit. But I'm telling you, we'll conjure up a spirit. Me and her conjure up a spirit right here. We do that together at the same time. For real. Again, salutes to y'all. Salutes to Sarah Lee in the chat. Also said, who sits through this BS? Evidently somebody. I mean, she got 7,000 subscribers. This probably isn't her own channel. Like I thought the ASMR part would be like a part of her podcast, not just her whispering the whole time and smacking her lips together. But it is what it is. Let's see what the comments say. I appreciate your videos so much. Bring back the fluffy mic scratches. See, whatever that is. But that's a lot like, that's what weirds me out about it. That's a lot like go put peanut butter on your feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just something weird to it. Yes, fluffy mic scratches. Your videos lately have just seemed rushed, especially this one. This is proof that somebody will complain about anything. You know? I mean, if you consider this rush, she seems to be taking her time and
To provide for his family after years of poverty.
yo, I'm in the wrong business, yo.
Grew up in a little town in Mexico.
Anyways, it is what it is.
No running water.
I just want to see if she has more Surviving El Chapo videos real quick. Let's go to her channel. Let's see if she has playlists. No playlists. She has community. She has the... I guess she just did one episode. 13 minutes of whispering. If I could just press on a random one, Kurt Cobain. Let's take the ad. Because I want to see if she's doing this on every video. Damn.
As a child.
Absolutely. All right. I guess it's a thing. So anybody who's down with that, y'all can go to her channel, subscribe to her, and catch up on all the good gossip. All right, man.
Hey guys.
Let's get to it. There's something that I saw on, and I'll link them below after this live is done. There's something I saw at the Chatting with Stacks show. The guy's usually he comes into the comments and he'll drop a nugget or two about Sammy the Bull and call Sammy a liar and stuff like that on the Sammy the Bull video we did. So here he's sitting around. The name of the video is Scammy the Bullshitter meets the Flores twins. What really happened?
He looked like
Let's take a
a
look
nightmare.
at that.
I mean, he looked like a nightmare.
Skim through it, but I don't want to listen to the homeboys just kicking it. I want to get past that. I want to get past Buddy's music because they'll fuck around, hit me with a strike.
Must be watching their show because I don't know.
I don't know either.
Pretty insane. But hey, keep talking. Hey, if you guys want to see more thought about dropping. What's up, Bill Stacks? My show anymore. If you
Knew him.
I got a video. Let's play it now.
All right, let's play it now.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Stacks. I'm your host, Bill Stacks, and today I got Bob.
Everyone minded their own business, you know. It's just he was a loudmouth, so you always knew him. And then because of the guys I was around, he would always come and want to talk to me, and like I was his buddy and shit.
So if you guys don't know who this is Bobby. He was locked up with Sammy the Bull and the Flores twins at the same time. So when the Flores twins came into the prison in the WITSEC unit, Bobby was there and he witnessed what went on with the Flores twins and Sammy the Bull. If you guys don't know, Sammy did a video the other day saying that he had an altercation with the Flores twins. But the truth is, Sammy was dropping slips on people. He was getting them moved. Let's listen to what he got to say. Bobby was locked up with Vic Amuso and all these powerful people. Some things happened. He didn't cooperate against any of the mob guys. There was this woman who killed a family.
Yeah, I don't care.
And she buried the bodies.
That's cool.
Right across the hall where the bodies were. You already know.
You know, you can get filled up with Sammy real quick and want to chase him, you know.
Mouth shut.
Yeah.
Mouth shut.
We were talking about a situation. You said he was taking advantage of some younger inmates that were in there.
Oh yeah, these two guys, they were loaded. They had a lot of money. When I say a lot, I mean hundreds of millions of dollars. Sammy would, you know, these are young kids, never been in trouble in their lives, and you know, lived like kings, you know. So going from that to prison, and bam, they smack right into Sammy the Bull, you know. So they're scared, but they're also like, you know, like, wow, this is Sammy the Bull. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But he started getting them to bring tobacco and coke in, you know, through the visiting room. And I was telling them, Sammy, why are you going to jeopardize these kids, man? They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Why would you do that?
Wait. Is Bobby talking about the Floreses bringing in this, that, and the other into the joint? The millionaire kids bringing money into the joint? Let me go back real quick and make sure this is who he's talking about. Because that's a claim we have yet to hear. And every time we hear one of these Italian guys or one of these mob guys tell us a story, something stank about it. You know what I mean? We started with Sammy and it stank.
They were loaded. They had a lot of money.
Taking advantage of some younger inmates. We were talking about a situation. You said he was taking advantage of some younger inmates that were in there.
Oh yeah, these two guys, they were loaded. They had a lot of money.
Yeah, so it sounds like he's talking about them. These two guys, they were loaded. Say their name. Stacks didn't say their name. Bobby didn't say their name.
When I say a lot, I mean hundreds of millions of dollars. Sammy would, you know, these are young kids, never been in trouble in their lives, and you know, lived like kings, you know. So going from that to prison, and bam, they smack right into Sammy the Bull, you know. So they're scared, but they're also like, you know, like, wow, this is Sammy the Bull. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But he started getting them to bring tobacco and coke in, you know, through the visiting room. And I was telling them, Sammy, why are you going to jeopardize these kids, man? They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Why would you do that? You know, and then, you know, and he just did.
Why would you jeopardize these kids? Why would you care? You know what I'm saying? This is where the world has become a world of storytellers. Listen, if you did the right thing between 1982 and 2022, if you did the right thing between 1982 and 2002, if you did the right thing, nobody wants to talk to you. All right? If you went to jail, you got shot, you did this, that, the other, they want to talk to you. Everybody got a story now, right? So there's going to be a bunch of extra people who want to stick their nose in the mix. You know what I'm saying? And as far as I'm concerned, it already sounds funny. You sitting here saying, why would you put these kids in jeopardy? Why would you care? Jeopardy? You worried about somebody being put in jeopardy in jail? It just sounds funny already.
You know, he'd sneak them he'd roll these little jeopardize these kids, man. They don't.
Why would you jeopardize these kids? Come on.
Through the visiting room. And I was telling them, Sammy, why are you going to jeopardize these kids, man? They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Why would you do that? You know, and then, you know, and he just did, you know, he'd sneak them he'd roll these little cigarettes with Bible paper. That's what he'd use. He'd crinkle up Bible paper and use it as rolling paper. And, you know, And
Was
so
he
when
known to do drugs a lot?
just he'd snort coke, and I know that he liked weed. He used to talk about that, but I mean, I wasn't involved with any of that shit with him, and I just,
Separated
he was like a
yourself like you
magnet for
just
heat.
did right now from all the powder and all the bud, and this guy's funny.
Just he'd snort coke, and I know that he liked weed. He used to talk about that, but I mean, I wasn't involved with any of that shit with him, and I just,
Right, you wasn't involved, but you know everything.
he was like a magnet for heat,
Yeah, they probably they were on him every day probably.
Right. And in any incident that happened, it was never his fault. It was
That
always
sounds
someone
true.
else's,
Yeah,
So, yeah, he just, he got no respect for anybody. It's all about himself. He's all about money. It's not, he's not compassionate. I mean, his little bullshit about, drug addiction and blah, blah, blah. Come on, he's a fraud. I mean, he's 100% phony motherfucker. He doesn't care about nobody. He didn't talk to his daughter for years because she was with a black guy. And, but as soon as she got on this Mob Wives, I think that was the show, as soon as she started getting popular, bam, he wanted her to come visit. And, he started talking to her on the phone and, what can you do? He's always wanting to talk to producers and what can you do for me? And
Yeah,
I mean,
dirtbags
it's
and
like,
dirtbags.
it's like, come on, man. Yeah.
Look,
Some
this
people
guy
are
was
just
the
like-
moral high ground. This guy was the moral high ground in jail. Come on, man. Why are you like that?
yeah, man. And,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm positive he was not happy about that.
Oh, no. His daughter?
Yeah,
No, he wasn't. He wasn't at all. No, he'd talk about it all the time. He says, "Oh, it disgusts me" and all this bullshit. Nobody wants to hear that shit. Who wants to hear him whining?
yeah, like
Yeah.
he's like
Right,
a big
because Bobby wasn't dropping no hard R's. Of course not. Bobby wasn't dropping no hard R's in jail. This guy loves all the races. Chucky Chingon said, I think his daughter was with someone from the Phoenix Suns. Quite possibly. Little angry little Sammy in the joint. Can't do nothing about it. How you disgusted? You ain't got to touch him, bro. It ain't your business. But Bobby was the moral high ground in prison.
Who wants to hear him whining?
Come on, whining. Who
yeah,
wants to
like
hear him?
he's like a big child. It seems
Well-
like he cries a lot when he goes on his channel.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. Any motherfucker that's going to involve his son and daughter in illegal activities is a fucking scumbag. And that's the bottom line. I mean, how are you going to involve your wife, your daughter, and your son and get them all indicted? I mean, it's crazy.
After you get out of the trouble you were in before.
Right. Yeah, and it's just insane. It's just because he wanted to be the big shot, and wanted to start his own gang, the Devil Dogs.
He's still trying to do the same shit, man. I believe he still has his own mafia.
I wonder what the beef is between the channel and him. Did y'all try to get an interview with him and it didn't happen? Did it go bad? Or what's the beef? Or they just don't like him? Us, we just over here calling bullshit. You know what I mean? We just calling bullshit on what Sammy said. What Sammy said, a lot of it just didn't sound like it made sense. You know what I'm saying? Or parts of it made sense, and there was parts of it that you knew something was missing. There was something important missing from that story. Look, this is a whole family affair here, huh?
Yeah, the little gangsters, he calls them.
Yeah, Schmiegel is the boss, right?
Remember, he said it in his when he was talking about the Flores twins. My whole little family's like a bunch of little.
Still trying to do
animals.
the same shit, man. I
yeah,
believe
yeah.
he still has his own mafia.
Yeah, the little gangsters, he calls them.
Yeah,
gangsters.
Schmiegel is the
They're all little
boss, right?
gangsters.
Yeah, he's the boss. He's the boss. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be crazies that would even, give him the time of day, and believe some of this shit that he's saying. And I understand, I guess, the public believe in it because they don't know how prison is or how it works inside. So they don't they're going to believe whatever the guy says. I mean, that's because they don't know anything else. But if they, lived a day in my life in prison, they'd see right through him, then
Sure.
it's a shame.
So before you were in jail or in prison with Sammy the Bull, how were these guys like Vicamuso and all the bosses? How did they think about Sammy?
All right, we don't need all this. I want to know if you're talking about the Flores twins anymore. He really had nothing to say. He really didn't get into depth. He didn't say their name. And he said a bunch of stuff that we haven't heard nothing about, but he said it quickly, and he got out of there, and he jumped on this boy Sammy and just started talking about Sammy. So
yeah, he's a piece. They knew he was a piece of shit. Do some research with him, and
how is he in person? Laid back,
incarcerated. They were.
Yeah, so I think he's done on the Flores twins.
If you've been injured in a car accident, don't call an attorney.
Yeah, so that wasn't as interesting as I thought it would be.
That's what I did, and it's how I got this $100,000.
So what did he say? He said he was jeopardizing the twins. He had them bringing in this and bringing in that. They were young kids with millions of dollars. If they're young kids with millions of dollars, why? How could Sammy the Bull have them doing anything for him? A dude that's in there with nothing, without the backing of his Cosa Nostra, because he just ratted them out. You know what I'm saying? So how is he leveraging anybody of the amount of money that they're claiming that the twins had, or they're saying that the twins had? How could they leverage them to do something it just doesn't make sense. These guys just want to talk. They want to be on the internet. They want to talk. So, take it all with a grain of salt, as we normally do. But I don't see nothing else here.
I don't know this guy, Skinny Joey. I know anything like that.
Talking Italian guys. Right. How did he, Sarah Lee in the chat, how did he know if it was true if he stated he wasn't part of it? No, it was like, yeah, he did this drug, but I had nothing to do with it. I don't know. What do you know? What do you know? What are you saying? But, so he said, they were a little afraid of him, and that he had them doing things for him. That just don't sound right. Shout out to the chat. I appreciate y'all being with me. Shout out Damian Cash if you're still listening. Let's get you on one day, bruh. And have the conversations.
You look.
All right, I found something else here. The ASMR has been the best so far. Chucky Chingong in the chat said Sammy had no play here. He went after Ecstasy Kingpin and had issues. Sean Atwood, he has a podcast and would run around in pink wigs at raves. Yeah, Sammy's a character, man. You're never going to have enough evidence for a fool. You're never going to be able to show somebody who they are. Sometimes people, or they know and they don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude just seems to be lying. Like, I take everything he say with a punch of salt. A punch or a pinch. We got 8 minutes here. Ran into this. Flores twins who sank El Chapo were experts at hiding dollars.
Into the clandestine world of the Flores twins, architects of El Chapo's downfall, masters of secrecy, they orchestrated a symphony of deception, concealing their colossal fortune with unparalleled finesse. From shrink-wrapping cash with food-saver machines to burying millions beneath unsuspecting homes, their methods were as genius as they were elusive. This is the untold saga of how the Flores twins, who brought El Chapo to his knees, became virtuosos in the art of hiding dollars. Prepare for a journey into the shadows where every dollar tells a tale. And secrets are currency in the underworld. Welcome to the True Crime Docs. Subscribe and let's dive in. In the enigmatic realm of cartels and mafia, Joseph Stalin's chilling words, "Trust no one, not even yourself," resonate with haunting truth. In the murky underworld, where loyalty is both currency and curse, the story of Jay and Peter Flores unfolds. A tale of betrayal, courage, and the dangerous dance with Mexico's notorious Sinaloa cartel. Once esteemed allies of the infamous drug kingpin Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, the Chicago-born twins navigated treacherous waters, living opulent lives fueled by excess and extravagance. Yet the pendulum swung when they chose to defy the cartel boss, a decision that would rewrite their destinies in blood and secrets. Meet Jay and Peter Flores, identical twins who emerged from the vibrant streets of Chicago's...
Damn, that don't look like no Chicago I know right there. Kind of Chicago is that? Cash Talks, hit my line. Definitely, will do, Damian Cash. Thank you, sir. Think like a kingpin said, who's afraid of Sammy? Well, that's the thing. I just don't understand how people could say that he pushed for some type of put fear on people when it's like it sounds like he always needed something. You know what I'm saying? Sound like he always needed something. But somehow he's putting pressure on people like, all right, if you say so. That don't look like no Chicago I know. If you look out my window, that ain't what it look like.
Village, where their father, a high-ranking cocaine dealer, introduced them to the clandestine world of drug crime. From an early age, the brothers treaded the dangerous path, initially aligning with the Latin King gang to run drugs. Their rise, however...
Yo, I never seen this TV show. They got the twins in there? Like, are they honest with their portrayal of the twins? Are they two kids from America, or are they a couple of kids from Mexico? Did they switch up the story? Did they tell the truth? I'm sure some of y'all in the chat seen this show. I ain't seen it yet.
However, wasn't ordinary. United by an unbreakable bond and a commitment to each other, the Flores twins became the CEOs of the street, earning respect and fear in equal measure. Their journey was marked by unusual traits, such as restraint and loyalty, uncommon virtues in the cutthroat world they navigated. Even when faced with adversity, like Pedro's kidnapping in 2003, the twins displayed a rare commitment. Margarito promptly paid the full $2 million ransom, opting for financial loss over vengeance. Their unwavering dedication, a stark contrast to the prevalent violence, set them apart. The brothers' ascent to the zenith of Chicago's drug trafficking underworld was propelled by their connection to Mexico's notorious Sinaloa cartel, facilitated by their father's contacts.
These are pictures that we didn't see before. That must be an older brother, because that's definitely not the father. And I don't know if this English voice is AI. I'm kind of tired of clicking on YouTube videos and it's an AI voice and shit.
By their father's contacts. Rising to become major distributors, the Flores twins operated as the cartel's key players, managing colossal quantities of cocaine and heroin. Their position provided a direct link to El Chapo, solidifying their status as indispensable assets in the global narcotics trade. In 2008, a seismic split within the cartel forced the twins into a perilous choice between two warring factions. Having collaborated with both sides, aligning with either would inevitably incur the wrath of the other. Faced with an inescapable lose-lose scenario, the Flores brothers made a daring decision. They turned against their roots, betraying the cartel and coming forward to Chicago police. This audacious move marked the beginning of a collaboration with federal authorities that would redefine the landscape of drug enforcement.
It seems to me the way that cartels deal with smuggling or deal with the entire narcotics trade is disposable. You know what I'm saying? Disposable. Everybody's disposable. There's jobs, and somebody ends up disappear and fell off the planet, just put somebody else in that spot. Everything disposable. Listen, we both got this cash cow that got all the routes between here and the US. But we hate each other now. So either one of us is going to smoke them if they go work with you or work with me, and then we'll get somebody else in there. Forget the fact that it was a cash cow. Forget the fact that they had other routes. We'll just end this whole thing and just start from scratch. It's a disposable type of scenario. You know what I'm saying? Lives are disposable. Positions are disposable, and they just keep moving. The drugs don't stop, and that doesn't happen without help from both governments.
Flores twins' decision to cooperate initiated what would arguably become the most significant drug case in Chicago's history. Their testimony and evidence would not only implicate
somebody left the Air Force Ones. Hold on.
Most significant drug case in Chicago's history. Their testimony.
Or are those the K-Swiss with the seam down the middle? I don't know. But they left the money machines and the K-Swiss. Somebody left their shoe. You can't take your shoes off in the trap, bro.
Testimony and evidence would not only implicate El Chapo, but also unravel the intricate web of his top underbosses. The Flores twins, armed with the resolve to dismantle the cartel, embarked on a perilous journey of cooperation with federal authorities. Wearing wires, they surreptitiously recorded over 70 conversations with El Chapo and his high-ranking associates.
Yeah, I don't think there was 70 recordings of Chapo. I think it was the recording of Chapo and then it was let's go.
These clandestine recordings became crucial evidence in the subsequent legal battles that awaited the cartel kingpin. El Chapo, renowned for his ability to elude capture, initially managed to escape imprisonment by orchestrating a dramatic breakout from a Mexican prison. However, his freedom was short-lived as he eventually was recaptured and extradited to the United States to face trial. The Flores brothers, along with 12 other cooperating witnesses, played a pivotal role in the 2019 trial that led to El Chapo's conviction on multiple charges, including drug trafficking, firearms offenses, and engaging in a continuous criminal enterprise. The verdict: life in prison. The impact of the Flores brothers' cooperation resonated beyond the courtrooms. Their spouses, Mia and Olivia Flores, unveiled a world of unimaginable wealth during their time in Mexico. The twins' annual income, estimated at a staggering $700 million in the mid-2000s, reflected the magnitude of their operations. Court documents revealed intricate details of how they concealed their wealth, from shrink-wrapping cash with food saver machines to hiding millions inside the homes of family members across Chicago.
Just cribs for the cash.
And its suburbs. In 2015, the Flores brothers received a relatively light 14-year prison sentence in exchange for their unprecedented cooperation. Yet their legal journey didn't conclude there. In a surprising turn of events, their sentences were further shortened, leading to their release from prison in 2020. Transitioning from incarceration to a witness protection program in 2021, the brothers' saga continued to captivate headlines. However, the plot thickened with the resurgence of the older brother, Armando Flores, now 53. Armando, too, found himself entangled in the legal web. Pleading guilty to money laundering charges, allegations surfaced that he played a pivotal role in collecting millions of dollars in drug proceeds and assets in both Mexico and the United States after the brothers had cooperated with authorities. Armando's actions including burying cash amounting to hundreds of thousands of dollars in locations that ranged from under his back porch in Texas to trailers he took across the border. His plea implicated him in schemes to collect debts from the twins' customers, funneling money to their wives Viviana Lopez and Valerie Gaitan. These revelations provided a riveting twist to a narrative already laden with intrigue. As the Flores brothers transitioned from kingpins to witnesses, their spouses found themselves in the crosshairs of federal prosecutors. Mia and Olivia Flores faced accusations of hiding and spending the twins' drug money, prompting prosecutors to seek a substantial judgment against them. The allegations included extravagant expenditures on trips to Europe, the Caribbean and Las Vegas, as well as private schools and, curiously, an exercise bike. The FBI, relentless in its pursuit, uncovered a labyrinth of financial maneuvers and hidden assets. The wives alleged him.
There were some wild-ass trips, though. You know what I'm saying? Those were some wild-ass trips. Europe and... Whew.
Involvement in laundering millions through lavish expenses underscored the complexity.
The government came back for them vacations. The government was not going to get stiffed on those vacations.
Of the case. The prosecution sought a substantial financial judgment, emphasizing the extent of their involvement in concealing and spending the drug money. Yet, the Flores wives countered with a compelling argument. They claimed immunity, asserting that they were granted protection from prosecution years ago. This unexpected turn added a layer of legal complexity, raising questions about the intricacies of the agreement between the wives and federal authorities. The Flores brothers' journey from drug kingpins to key witnesses transcends the boundaries of conventional crime narratives. Their decision to betray El Chapo and dismantle the cartel revealed a world fraught with danger, deceit, and the ever-present threat of retribution. As their legal saga unfolds, with Armando Flores becoming an unexpected participant in the ongoing drama, the intricate dance between law enforcement and the underworld continues. The story of Jay and Peter Flores, once immersed in a life of crime, now stands as a testament to the unpredictable twists of fate. From the bustling streets of Chicago to the courtrooms where cartel secrets were laid bare, their odyssey raises profound questions about morality, loyalty, and the choices that define a lifetime. As the legal proceedings persist, the Flores brothers' narrative remains an unfinished chapter in the annals of crime and justice. A captivating tale that transcends the confines of traditional criminal law. Thank you for watching, and follow for more.
All right. Well, I'll tell you this. I heard Sammy the Bull say on DJ Vlad the other day that he had $4 million when he was in witness protection. Like, listen, I believe, especially when they have a cooperating witness, I believe the U.S. government let some of these dudes keep their bread, let some of these dudes keep their businesses. The ones that continue to work for the government out on the street, keep their businesses, because otherwise, how are they going to get them the information that they need if they're not in the business? Nobody's going to be talking to these outsiders and giving them information to go take back to the government. You know what I'm saying? So I don't doubt that the original prosecution told the ladies, listen, we're not dealing with that money right now. Go on, just don't talk to me about that money. Talk to me about this tape. You know what I mean? And the money was disclosed. They weren't hiding the money. They were spending the money. You know what I mean? But it was disclosed. We gave y'all a receipt. Y'all didn't want it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm seeing. But, Chucky Chingong in the chat said, I bet they kicked themselves in the ass for giving that money to their wives. The girls went ham. I don't know how much I don't think they did. I don't think those girls did much without their husbands knowing. It just doesn't seem like that type of, I'm sure the dudes knew exactly what was happening on the outside. I'm sure the twins knew exactly what was happening on the outside. I doubt they were in the dark about what was going on out there, I doubt that. What's poppin', y'all? Salutes to everybody in the building. Salutes to those that popped in and popped out. I hope y'all hit the like button on the way in. And if you did not, please do not forget to hit it on the way out. Matter of fact, step out, hit it, step back in. Wipe your feet before you come inside. I appreciate y'all being here. We didn't learn much from that video there. It was a bunch of stuff that we already knew. But we did get the ASMR girl, and if nothing else, that was worth it for this whole. I could play another 15 minutes of her if y'all need me to. Just let me know. All right, let's see what I got in this list here. Let me see. Newest. Here we go. Oh, we got Spider-Loc talking about it again. Y'all remember that story, right? The question is he telling us? Let's see if it changed again this time.
2 tickets, please.
Salutes to God's Beauty in the chat. What up, Shael 100? Salutes to you, God's Beauty. Glad you're here. You got a little bit of catching up. You ain't missed nothing crazy. Well, we did find somebody new that's covering the Surviving El Chapo, and she does ASMR. So when you go back and you check it out on the playback, just if you feel like that's something you want to follow, you go on, subscribe to her over there and listen to her macaroni mouth. Kato vid on list. You got cash. It'll be dope to hear about the Latino label through you. Absolutely. I'd like to have a conversation with Damien Cash, not just about this story. I want to talk the music business. I want to talk the label. I want to talk all of those things. I want to, want him to know how we felt about it or how I felt about it, and how we saw it. So, yeah, I appreciate that, Chucky Chingon. That's definitely on the list. For sure. For sure. All right, let's see what Spider-Loc got to say now. I'm sure Spider-Loc hasn't seen my video. But,
road team.
Yeah.
So we had access to his
resting quarters.
Yeah.
Before he got there. Before
You heard that part?
Fucked up the interview.
Yeah. No, I was fuck with you, but so when he came in 2 days prior to this, the G Unit spinner had just gotten stolen in
That's in my
Chicago.
notes, bro. We gonna get to that.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait. So, all right. Is it true that you played a part in getting it back?
This will help.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So
same story, and he's like, "Yo, man, don't stop me. I can't tell this story no other way than the way I've been telling it. So don't stop me, don't rush me. It all goes together, all right? I'm going to tell you the story right now. He was with some people that were so close to Buck that they had him in Buck's hotel room before Buck even got there. But a couple of days earlier, he got his chain yapped. When he got in there, he started telling the story. Spider-Loc was just a fly in the wall in the back, chilling, minding his own business. Didn't know nobody from nobody. Didn't know Young Buck. Young Buck started telling the story. Spider-Loc said, "Ooh," he said he saw main man chains. That's my boy J.O. Felony. I'm going to call J.O. Felony because he made a song with them. And then he said something else, and then he started rapping in the middle of it all and stopped Young Buck's whole story and started rapping out loud. And Young Buck praised him for rapping out loud. And then Young Buck put him on the phone with Game and put him on the phone with the Godfather. And then Godfather called back and put him on the phone with Suge Knight, told him, "I'll go check in with Suge Knight." And then Godfather got on the phone and said, "Buck, you're getting your chain back." And you could thank that Spider guy for it. And then he said, but as far as how the chain got back to them, like physically the chain got back to them, I have no clue. So in other words, you just told me a story about somebody on the phone telling somebody else on the phone that you're the reason that they're getting their chain back. Y'all tell me if I missed it. Think Like Kingpin said, "That's a good show. Why all the Italian mob dudes' wives never got in trouble, but they go hard against the families of the cartels." Right, the government. Like I don't know, I don't know much about the mob wives and all of that, but I do know they coming at the cartel wives hard. Well, at the twins' cartel wives, because I don't see them coming at. If you ask me, that Emma Coronel, she got off way easy. Like, she had charges upon charges. But whatever. Chucky Chingon said, "I wonder why the Spinner story wasn't in the podcast. You would think they would use it for publicity." I mean, it was just talked. I mean, it was used as promotion for the podcast, I guess. You know what I'm saying? That's as much as far as they wanted to go. That's why it blows me that AI Prophet or Al Prophet will say it's all the way made up. There's no truth to it. It was a made up story for promotions and marketing. But why? You know, they needed some street cred. I mean, stop. What are we talking about here? You know, it was a cool story to tell. No, it was a story that if you look at my video and you see Yayo did not want to talk about that story with DJ Vlad. The cartel was not something to talk about to these rappers. They didn't want to have no part of it. They don't know enough about it to want to talk about it. So they didn't talk about it. Then, when it was time to promote Surviving El Chapo, boom, green light, Buck, talk about it. And then Gabi and El Chapo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they opened up the floodgate for it to be able to be talked about, you know? So they used it, I'm sure they used it as promotion, but they didn't really get it all the way into it in the story. And guess what? Here's the problem. People ask for an answer, right? Commenters, YouTube commenters, people on the internet, they ask for answers. They get the answer. They're not happy with the answer. They keep asking the question. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have to cover it in Surviving El Chapo. 50 Cent, Yayo, everybody's been telling you how it got there. We just looking for another answer. Why? Because we got the JoJo Capone story, which I believe really happened. I believe that chain got to JoJo Capone from the Wolves. JoJo Capone sold it to somebody that was in a position to buy it, and that somebody handed it over to the Twins, and the Twins handed it over to 50 Cent. I believe that story. You know what I'm saying? That's believable. But then we got all of this confusion in the middle. That's what happens. Vernon Himes. How did Chapo's wife get less time than the Twins' wives? Man, I have no clue. I don't know who she rolled over on, what she did. And again, that's something we're going to look into. Listen, it's really hard for me sometimes to look into these stories because a lot of this stuff is in Spanish. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of English speaking and English comprehending people in my audience, so it's kind of hard for me to do these Spanish things. I'd have to translate word for word, and I don't know how that will flow, but we'll figure it out. But I have no clue how she got less time than I really believe that the United States government was trying to make an example out of the cartel wives and basically drop the hammer on them. You know what I'm saying? But this lady got off way earlier, and she had escape conspiracy charges and all kind of stuff. JP the Ghost. When Val check in next time, it's a must to ask questions to clear the air. It's a must. What questions? What questions do you think we should ask, JP the Ghost, that we didn't ask? Again, we were short on time, which is why I opened it up to the chat, and I don't think the chat held back. And I think the big questions that we wanted to ask her was the Cato questions. You know what I'm saying? Or at least, for the people that are from Chicago that care about that part of the story, that was the big question that people wanted to ask, was the Cato question, and I don't think she hid from it. So you tell me what else you think we should have asked her. You ever heard of Godfather? Is that a real dude? I mean, there's a guy or two or three that can be that guy, quite possibly. We did ask JP the Ghost. We did ask Val about the chain. She said the same thing. That's when she went. She said these guys was, to say that these guys weren't built for it. They were running for it. They were able to reach out and catch that chain. Vernon Himes said 100, and I hit the thumbs up. Salute to you, Vernon Himes, for hitting the thumbs up. Let's throw a thumbs up in the chat. Some 100s. If you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, please do. But there's 1, 2, maybe 3 guys that could be that Godfather guy. It's about putting together all of it. The one that's the promoter, that's the this, that, the other, and But some people, it just ain't trying to be talked about. I'm not here to expose nobody. I'm here to expose the story. So here we go. I think I told Spider Loke's story, but we're gonna listen to it anyway.
He had just got taken. He's in Atlanta. He comes in this hotel room. It may be like 15 niggas in there hanging out, smoking, kicking it. He come in, he immediately gets some weed, take his shirt off. He got a bunch of chains dangling. I'm just like a fly on the wall sitting in the corner.
Fly on the wall.
And here he goes and starts telling the story about the chain getting took from the moment DT first borrowed it. Because the story started, Buck was in the hotel room sleeping or laying down. And DT came and asked him to wear it.
He keeps saying that. This is another red flag of why I don't buy his story. He keeps saying that. He keeps saying he was sleeping and DT came and asked him for the chain. When DT said himself on multiple occasions, Buck was in another room. I walked in and I took the chain. He didn't ask for the chain. Buck didn't know he had the chain. But again, how you want to be believed. Listen, if you're going to be online saying whatever story you want to say, you got to do as much research as we're doing and keep your story straight, bro. Don't be mad at me when your story's left and right. You know what I mean? You don't know which way it's going.
It took it. So he's telling a story from that point all the way, before getting taken. To he's talking about how he went back to the radio station and tried to get it out. He tried to get it back. He talked to this nigga. He talked to Godfather. He talked to JoJo Capone. All this.
Everyone you could think of, he hit them up.
And everybody in the room is listening to every word he say. You hear how his voice. He sounds like a preacher. This is brand new. It was already on the news. So everybody is on every word he say. In the middle of that, I just started saying, I'm the most heated. I swear the West Coast need it. Blue cleated, undefeated, guaranteed three-peated. They can't beat it, get mistreated, dismissed and deleted. Shouldn't have competed. Spotted Loke, so crisp and conceited. I'm weeded. 100 yards of grass and every pass completed. Both the Remy and the neighborhood in me is deep-seated. Filthy flesh, so I feed it. Know the word, but don't read it. Tried to sit behind the pulpit.
This is the first time he give us the whole rhyme. Let's see now. All right, are we taking what's the over under in the chat of whether he's gonna say Buck's words? We all got the same words, but how you move us with words? Is he gonna do the whole performance, or is he just gonna say it? Because right now it looks like he's going to do the whole performance. He's doing the rhyme. We never heard the rhyme before. Go if you haven't seen our G Unit Chain Spinner video of why we believe we have proof with exclusive music for proof for the Flores twins being the one to get the chain back to G Unit.
But couldn't stay seated. Rap sheeted because I cheated. Many bangers got breeded. Hope to make it to them gates. Don't even care how I'm greeted. In the pack, I'ma lead it. Never be impeded. Killing quota, I'ma meet it. Born at 97th Street, it throw a bash, I'ma sweet it. Let these hoes dirty deed it. They deep fleet it. Skeet it in their face and watch them eat it. Repeat it until they run down. That's the way we created, exceeded. Went from buckwheated to fucking succeeded. Separate the average from the great. Let me have my own slate. I got a strong...
Yo, what I gotta do, I gotta get backlights, a plant, a couch, a bookshelf. I got all of these things. A bottle, got one of those sitting over there too. That's what I gotta get, and I gotta go like this to get all the views.
Trait to conquer. I withstood a long way. I ain't got no friends. Although I associate with a few close-knit niggas as we negotiate the appropriate price for the freight on the crate. Calculate, hibernate till I get my groceries straight. Yeah, baby got back, but it ain't no debate. I'd rather live celebrate before I go broke. No joke, these hoes can't wait till they blood flow late.
Dude.
Hate to see me bounce and scrape the concrete on 4 gates.
Listen, he went past, he had 3 verses and he went past the hook and just went to the second verse, went to the third verse.
With no mate, Sal sake, my parole is safe when I'm late. If I stay at this rate,
Oh,
God, bow, bow, bow.
Come on, you don't know.
No,
it's some bars, yeah.
That's some shit.
On God, bow, bow, bow.
Come on, you don't know.
After that, I used to have like...
Well, you spat that in the middle of him just telling that story.
Drowned him out.
Oh, that's cold.
But I kept
now
going.
You're a bad boy for that.
I kept going though.
Yeah.
At that point in my life, after that...
And you were just sitting in the chair in the corner.
Man, that would have took a lot of patience to not scream and shut the fuck up.
With a spliff and that.
And eventually he like...
What the fuck is he talking
Here we
about?
go.
He like, oh man, how you move a nigga with words like that?
Yeah.
He was like, we all know the same words. Swear to God, I can't make this up. He like, this is my story, my journey. Like, he like, we all know the same words. How you move a nigga with words like they like, man.
Poet.
He like, niggas be on me with that Tupac shit. He be like, man, fuck that, you got it, homie.
Yeah.
He was like, man, if you ain't got no situation, he said, I can't believe it. He say,
I can't believe
My people don't
Hell,
got you.
he's like,
Somebody
if
gonna
my people can't make your situation shake, you gonna get you a situation.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
So that was the...
So wait, you dropped that straight in he's telling the story of what happened to the chain and you're like, oh, let me just...
I'm talking about, that's why I painted the picture.
Yeah.
It's all eyes on him.
Yeah.
He's telling a serious story about getting robbed.
Yeah.
And I just drowned him out like that.
Boom.
I didn't say, hey, homie, Q, listen to me, buzz. I
Fuck
just
that.
separate loud.
Yeah, you took it. You didn't ask for it. You took it.
It worked
It's
for you.
important
That
message
could've
as well.
gone bad.
Take it.
Then guess what
Different
happened?
scenario.
So after that, then I got to get on the phone politicking about the change. So what happened was, he was talking about the story being in Chicago. He was talking about going to this venue and he said he saw a lot of made men chains. And then he said when he talked to Jojo Capone, he said when he saw Jojo Capone, he was like, oh, I saw you on a game with DVD. DVD with Game.
They already freestyled.
So that's all I need to hear. Game, I know Game, and then made men chains.
Who's made men? Not
It was Benzino.
I was gonna say it's Benzino's clique from Boston.
My homie J.O. did a project with them at
Right.
one point that blued up, trued up. That was
There we
made
go.
men.
There's the
so-
made men connection. Shout out Chucky Chingong in the chat. Spider Low clout chasing. It's just that those even the stuff that's factually incorrect has become part of his story. Kojak, Telly Savalas in the building. Es muy peligroso para la gente porque cuando no te lleves nada, no te importa nada, güey. Okay, I don't get the context, but I appreciate the Spanish. But with the name Telly Savalas, I know you know how to speak some English, so run me the translation and context. Appreciate y'all for being here. Hit the like button. This guy's telling the same story. And he keeps waking up Buck and DT asking him, that never happened.
Energy out there. So I called J.O. like, I'm like, man, hey, G-Unit Spinner got took. My brother was with him. When he got took, I feel like he got took from me. I'm like, the people who got some control over it, they affiliate with Made Me, and nigga, I'm like, ain't them your people? She like, well, not ready, SBI. Like, well, I'm like, well, look, see what you can do. Just trying to make the impression.
Leverage.
Buck that I'm putting. Yeah. And then I called Gang. Told him the same shit.
Yeah. See what he said? Just trying to make the impression on Buck.
Got to hear Gang.
He called his boy, ask his boy questions about something his boy don't know about, just so he can make an impression on Buck. If that's not the definition of clout chasing, or it's like virtue signaling, clout virtue signaling. Hey Buck, look at me, bro. I know a guy that made a song with those Main Men guys. Like, I don't get it.
Game didn't know I'm sitting in Atlanta with Buck. How? How could that
Couldn't
be?
even fathom it.
That was the last thing on his mind.
Yeah.
When I was calling him about the G Unit spinner, it was fucking him up. Like, why the fuck you?
Yeah, why you calling me?
Yeah. So he Buck heard him say like, man, Spider, nigga, we from Compton, man. Fuck them niggas. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. So and then
Savage.
So like I say, he was scheduled to shoot the Shorty Wanna Ride video 2 weeks from there. He wanted me to leave. He was going on his promo tour for the Straight Out Cowsville.
Yeah.
He wanted me to leave ATL with him and go on tour. But I was in ATL doing some shit. I couldn't just jump up and leave.
Yeah.
Think like Kingpin said, I need a cigar. I don't know if you meant like a blunt. I'm smoking bowls. Because I'm trying not to smoke on the internet, because then they shoot down my channel, but everybody else gets to smoke and do what they want. Don't let me get 1 million subs. I'm going to do whatever I want on the internet. This guy right here.
But like I say, he had that video scheduled for California in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And I told him, I'll meet you there.
Yeah, facts.
So when I got to the video shoot, been there all day in this trailer. A bunch of Casual niggas, New York niggas, we in this trailer just thugging it out. Me and my nigga Piper from Grape. Funny, like, man, let's go walk out, try to go get something to eat. We walked out, go get some pizza. I probably was out of the trailer for about 15 minutes. After being there 3 or 4 hours. Walked out for 15 minutes, go walk back, and it was this big white boy. Security told me, hey, you can't go in there. I'm like, oh, okay, wow. He like 50 cents in there. I'm like,
okay, yeah.
So
Extra
now I'm thinking like, damn, if I just sat still, I've been here 5 hours, leave 15 minutes, this nigga's in here. But shout out to Big Dame. He turned out.
They're gonna tell about how he did the same thing in front of 50 Cent and just started rhyming.
He was like, no, he cool.
He with us.
So so I went in.
I know that one's there.
Yeah.
50 looked at him different, like, hey man,
trailer.
Where you just
the
rapping
only seat
while I'm talking?
available put me like right here with 50. There was nowhere else to sit.
Shit.
Yeah, and 50 was getting on Buckhead about that chain, like just talking gangster shit.
I heard 50's a real one, man, like that.
He was talking some gangster shit, bro. I was very impressed by the shit. I was.
Think like Kingpin said, he trying to get his. Come to find out, he had nothing to do with the chain. Like, yeah, like, bro, all I hear is talk about you got on the phone with this person, that person. All y'all got to do is go watch my video. I'll put a card up at the top.
This nigga.
You'll be able to go check out my video on that.
He would just let Buck know, first and foremost, DT,
go
can't
home.
take no pictures with you. He better not be seen on no pictures, no nothing that incriminates. I ain't want to say that. So he was just giving us some real G shit, right? Buck about that.
Yeah.
I'm the most heated. Swear to what? I did the same shit.
No.
Dead homies, this close.
Yeah.
Up in
Right
the
now.
Buck. I could tell the whole time. I got him.
Yeah.
It's making me hold certain pocket.
All right, enough.
50
I can't
looking at me
suffer.
like, who the fuck is this nigga?
Yeah.
Why?
I can't suffer
What
it
is you
anymore.
doing?
Yeah.
To the
Let me
point
see.
where
Let me
my
go forward
throat
though,
start
because
getting all dry.
I know he's heard the Flores twin. I know he's heard the Flores twins angle. He don't mention it.
I couldn't even keep going. Hold like a statue, my nigga. So I was like, I eventually just stopped and was like, I could keep going. But and he was like, for what? Why? He like, hey, get his number. I was like, oh, okay. Sure.
That's enough, yeah. The Game versus 50, and they break it down in documentaries, right?
Right.
So you pop up in it, bro.
Was that right?
That's why when you bring it up today, I was like, I'm glad he brought this up, because I was gonna go there anyway. Game versus 50, and they break it down in documentaries.
Look,
That's
they
enough.
break it down with documentaries, bro. They tell about when he got the chain back, but he
shit
did
start
it.
coming together from there.
Yeah. There's a new documentary that come out about the G Unit chain, on diverse mentality.
Oh, is that right?
Just come out about a week ago. I follow their page because they do like the versus thing where like the Game versus 50, and they break it down.
Well, follow
in
mine,
documentaries,
bro,
right?
because we debunked all of this shit.
So you pop up in it, bro.
Was that right?
That's why when you bring it up today, I was like, I'm glad he brought this up because I was gonna go there anyway.
You see, 50 with this Hollywood shit, TV shit, he has invested in this story with the Flores twins.
Here we go.
Bro, this is what I was just gonna say,
That's
bro.
bullshit, bro.
How you know I was going there? You know,
I had no idea.
Nah, you did.
I did not.
Energy, you said it earlier.
Energy, yeah, I didn't know, bro, but that's a bullshit story.
Because I'm thinking, bro, these Cartel twins got brought up. So I'm thinking, is it you? Is it them? That's why it's interesting to hear your take.
Shout out to the G's in Chicago.
Who am I gonna believe? Am I gonna believe the guy that said, but as far as the chain getting back physically, 250 Cent? I couldn't tell you. He said it with his own mouth. I couldn't tell you. He said somebody told Buck on the phone that he was getting his chain back and that he was getting it back because of him. That shit's in the air. That's some mystical shit right there. When you specifically are the person that said, but when it comes to that chain getting back, I have no clue. I don't know how that happened. So to come and call it a bullshit story is just weird to me.
I go to blacks and they are so offended with the fact that he would even insinuate that somebody
that they did it.
What?
Like they stopped the food.
Yes, it's impossible.
They cut off the grub getting moved over there. And I remember I see that.
About what could happen.
And there's a lot of things that are associated with that in that time that can be tricky for people. Is why I don't be more verbal about it. But shout out to PC. Shout out to GF. We gonna
Let me think. GF. Could that be the Godfather? Okay. So until the Godfather speaks and says the twins ain't had nothing to do with it, I physically got it to 50 Cent, then I'll listen to the rest of the conversation. But as far as I'm concerned, I heard you say out your mouth, you don't know how that chain got there. And when I do the edit of this video, I'm going to cut it in right here. And there it is.
Offer our version of the situation too.
So because you got your own channel on YouTube, innit?
Yes.
So you're gonna cover that?
Yeah, we're gonna cover that. Shout out to Cam Capone.
Wait, you gonna do what?
Our version.
Okay.
We gonna shout out to PC.
I hear that.
Shout out to GF. We gonna offer our version of the situation.
Oh, y'all gonna offer
because you got your own channel.
We'll be waiting.
Yeah.
So you're gonna cover that?
Yeah, we're gonna cover that. Shout out to Cam Capone. Cam Capone News because he covered the Chicago scene.
Yeah, he's serious,
and he helped kind of put in perspective when he interviewed D-Tay and D-Tay.
Yeah, I saw that. They put that in there.
Yeah.
Bro,
but here's what he did not put into perspective, right? You bringing up the D-Tay conversation on Cam Capone, but you're not acknowledging the fact that every time he's on Cam Capone, he says, Buck was in another room, I took the chain. You're not acknowledging that you keep saying in your story, right? In your story that has mad holes in it, you keep saying, and you know, because he woke up Young Buck and he asked him for the chain. Never happened, bro. And you said that 1,000 times. You know what I mean? So I ain't buying it.
When you watch this, when you go home and you watch this now, I'm gonna send it to you, bro.
Yeah, send it. I'm gonna watch it. I'm watching on the way.
Keep it.
Send it so I can watch it on the way. Yeah.
And it's like they put everything in there. They covered it really well.
Okay. So
they put every angle, bro.
I covered it better.
You know what? Because I was finna go show you. My boys out there telling me, you gotta get out here. We're gonna have to tell a real story.
Yeah.
So they must have seen.
This is what I'm trying to say.
You're talking about. Yeah, I see you, PC. You must have
Lurking,
saw
bro.
what he
Lurking.
saw.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm in
yeah.
tune. I'm from England, but I know the
Okay.
thing.
No, you
know
tapped
what I mean?
in.
Like, I know what
Yeah.
You know the
going in
thing.
store, so,
Tapped in.
Yeah, bro.
Look,
More so in
look.
the East Coast, but in general hip hop.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
Like, that's my.
But that to me, that's humbling, and I feel honored.
Yeah.
Because if you feel me, you know what I'm saying.
You know how it
yeah,
go, bro.
yeah.
It could be a lot of somebody that knows nothing.
it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it could be a weird interview, bro.
Yeah.
Get caught up on the wrong things.
Right.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Not that there's a right thing or a wrong thing, but
the thing.
They don't know.
I ain't buying it. Not yet. Not from you, bro. Not from you. The story done changed too much. It's been too much self-aggrandizing. You tell the story as if it's some script that you wrote. You tell it similarly every time. And I don't know. You just weird me out with that shit. And to stand on it is something crazy. And again, for you know, and he insinuated that the black community is upset. How dare 50 take away that from the black community? Yo, the twins mess with Mexicans in Mexico, but in Chicago, everybody that they was plugged with was black gangs and black gang leaders. So miss me with the whole racial side of the story. You know what I mean? So far, we've never heard from Buck until we heard from Buck on this song that I'm going to edit in right here in the edit. Bow. You know what I mean? And, you know, and he's saying, what up, twin? He's saying all the Chicago shit. He's saying his chain is spinning. To me, that holds way more weight than a dude that he's going to say Cam Capone, but you ain't listen to Cam Capone when DT said he took the chain. He didn't ask for the chain. You keep saying he asked for the chain. Why am I going to believe you? Because we all got the same words, and your words just ain't convincing me. Those words ain't it for me. They don't move me like that, man. Because I know we all got the same words, and some of us exploit them, and some of us don't. Fuck out of here, man. Shit. All right, let's see what else we could come up with, y'all. How y'all doing? Everybody chilling? Salutes to everybody that's here. Salutes to the chat. Check these messages real quick. Make sure I didn't get rich in the last 20 minutes. Wow, this dude told me about his legendary story about how he bogarted everybody's attention. Vernon Himes in the chat said, believe nothing what you hear and half of what you see. Absolutely, man. But it's like dudes will stand on it. It's going to be somebody from that camp going to be mad at me when I'm just here pointing out what looks like bullshit and what doesn't. You know? Don't bother me about it. Crazy. Crazy. I don't get it. I'd like to take this opportunity to say Adam 22 is a cuck. Just randomly. Just not a fan of the guy. I see all the latest developments. Let's see what we got here. That might be it on the Flores twins right now. Again, I'm glad I scanned forward and waited, because he did end up talking about how people have been talking about the Flores twins story, and so they know. And again, all of these stories can be true, right? But, Spider-Loc, if you don't know how it got there physically to somebody else, then the person that really does know needs to say it. You know what I mean? If that's your godfather, homie, then he needs to say it. But I heard out of Young Buck's mouth, you know what I mean? What I heard out of Young Buck's mouth. But he hasn't done an interview about this, none of that. All right? If DT tells the story, I ain't hear nothing changing there. And again, he's the one that says he didn't ask for the chain. He took it. You keep saying he asked for the chain. I don't believe you. Again, all the things you did to get attention paid to you in that room makes sense. But now you just telling me off the word of somebody else on a phone call to Buck saying he gonna get his chain back, and you could thank the Spider guy. Stop. I'm not buying that part. I'm buying that somebody might have told you that. You know what I mean? Because you gave a compelling statement about I was my brother. They took that chain. My brother was there. I feel like they took it from me. I get it. I get what you were trying to do, and you might have done it, but you cannot attest for how the chain got back. You know, you cannot. JP the Ghost, what you audition for, Shy? 50 gonna have you in the Florida series? That's a must. No, I want to audition for that when they start doing auditions for that. But that's not what I was auditioning for. I can't talk about it until I get it or don't get it. So I'll let you know whenever that happens. It's a co-star audition. So the hierarchy is co-star, guest star, and then lead. So co-stars, 3 or 4 down on the. You just show up for a day and do a scene and move on with your life. Shai should play Armando. I think you would be good for that, or Tommy. Chucky Chingon. Have you seen those guys? I don't know if I have. I've ever seen them. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure I could play anything. You know what I'm saying? Like Age Me Up, Age Me Down, whatever it is. I'm sure I could play it. Think Like a Kingpin said he's so full of shit. He never says anything solid about that damn chain. Nah, there's no. It's magical, magic stuff, magic people, and whatever. Salutes to JP the Ghost. Salutes to y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all for hanging out today. And we are not done. By no means are we done. We hanging out today. See if I missed anything in the chat. Does not look like I did. Now I was wondering if they're gonna copyright strike me if I do this if I do this. Who is this?
Though the twins had a good idea of who was involved, they.
What this is? Oh, you know what? I wanted to get the link for the Discord too. Put it in the chat. Just see.
You're ready for a comeback. It's not just a job. It's
Damn, how many ads you gonna give me though? What you doing? 5 ads? Bro should be rich. There you go.
Hoover Jr. and I'm rocking with Street Certified News.
Oh, there's your boy Kiss, man. Shout out to Street Certified News.
Yo, it's your boy El Hitter, Mr. Oh yeah, y'all already know what it is, man. I'm rocking with Street Certified News. We got behind the scenes, man. We finna tie this bitch up.
What up, it's your boy Bum J. We rocking with Street Certified News. Eastside Great.
Yo, it's your boy MXO Guapo, man. Street Certified News. And we back with another one. Man, this week's story, man, we gonna get into some more dudes from Chicago at a time.
Think Like Kingpin said he on that West Coast gangster shit like Chi-Town ain't got none. And not only that, but that's his thing. Like he thinks he's plugged with all the big time gangsters in Chicago, and because of him saying I'm plugged with Suge Knight, who hated G-Unit at the time, because of him saying that, and because of him, telling the Godfather he felt like his brother got robbed, like he feel like he's plugged with all the big gangsters in Chicago. It's like, okay, cool. I believe Jojo Capone's story, and again, I also believe Spider-Loke's story. I just believe he thinks that he knows where the story ended, and that's not where the story ended. The story ended when the chain got back to Fifth. And how did the chain get back to Fifth? Because the twins sent it to Gabi at SRC, and Gabi got it to 50 Cent. And what happened? The twins didn't want nothing in return. They asked, 50 of them insisted. They got a verse from Buck. They got a song with Buck. They got the clearance for it. They got jerked by, what's his face? Sean Money XL. They got the clearance for it. And there you have it. That's how it went down. That's the story I believe. Why? Because it's the only mention of Chicago in that G-Unit chain out the mouth of Young Buck that I've heard. Show me something else. Maybe I missed it. But whatever. All right, let's see what Buddy right here talking about. Appreciate y'all being with me.
They were the biggest drug dealers in Chicago, and some people would even say that they were the biggest drug dealers in America. Eventually working their way up to, right-hand man status for the dude Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. Before eventually, man, they of course turned informant, man, entered the witness protection program and helped bring down, a number of people, including the dude El Chapo. Man, hey, this week's story, man, we're gonna get right into it, man. The Flores twins, the dude Margarito and Pedro Flores, man.
People are catching up to me, y'all. Margarito. It only took them all the way to season 2. It took them a year. It took them a year to catch up to me, but they're on the story now.
Flores and his twin brother Pedro Flores once were the biggest drug traffickers in Chicago. However, when they were taken down by the federal government, the twins decided to cooperate against all of their drug connections, including Sinaloa drug leader Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. This is the story of the twins from Love Village, who became the biggest drug dealers in America before turning federal informants and cooperating with the government against all of their former drug connections. This is the story of the Flores twins, Pedro and Margarito Flores. Pedro and Margarito Flores were born in 1981 to Mexican immigrant parents. Known as Pete and Junior, the Flores twins were exposed to the dangerous undercurrent of Chicago's little village from a young age. In 1992, when the twins were only 10 years old, Chicago police executed a search warrant on the Flores home and found $195,000 worth of marijuana. 2 years later, gang intelligence officers raided the home again, this time recovering a .380 caliber handgun in a bedroom. At the time, cops were looking for the Flores twins' older brother, Armando Flores. Neighbors would eventually tell the newspapers.
Yeah, I could play Buddy. I could play Buddy right there.
During this time, the twins seemed to play the background and steer clear.
Vernon Himes has a point. Is that what he said? Did he say taken down?
Trouble.
Let me see.
Twins' older brother, bedroom, home again. This time recovering a .380.
It's not true. They wasn't taken down. They turned themselves in. Yeah, there was no takedown. They were taken down by the pressure of the cartel trying to fucking smoke everybody. But you're right. The feds weren't on them. I mean, not in Mexico. They weren't coming to get them.
Caliber handgun in a bedroom. At the time, cops were looking for the Flores twins' older brother, Armando Flores. Neighbors would eventually tell the newspapers during this time, the twins seemed to play the background and steer clear of trouble. According to federal documents, Armando had been selling drugs out of a Cicero car dealership. And
that's it. Next episode, I'm going to shave my joint. I'm going to let the hair grow out. I'm going to come out here looking like Armando. We're going to get this roll, bro.
August 1998, was arrested by federal authorities and charged with narcotics trafficking. He was sentenced to the next 5 years in prison, creating a vacuum for his younger brothers to fill. In 1999, Pedro was introduced to Armando's supplier and a number of his customers, and for the next few years, the twins' drug business would expand, routinely selling multi-kilo loads of cocaine to dealers in Chicago and Milwaukee. By the time the Flores twins were 22, the brothers were effectively rich from their drug business. Pedro and Junior owned 5 houses, as well as a fleet of luxury vehicles and motorcycles. Court documents show Margarito once boasted on spending $20,000 for landscaping on his home. The twins were also regulars at several Rush Street clubs, arriving in luxury vehicles and picking up the bill for friends. Acquaintances would later say that while the twins had a reputation for avoiding trouble, everyone knew what they were into. It was hard to miss. Wearing the latest Air Jordan sneakers, driving Jaguars and Escalades, and always carrying cash, the twins clearly had a lot of money without normal employment. But their well-established street rep also came at a cost. In the summer of 2003, the twins were targeted for a kidnapping by a notorious Chicago drug dealer who had been introduced to the brothers at a gym on the near west side. The dealer's associates posing as cops.
I get that jerk off's name because I want to look into that punk and the cop that he was partners with, Glenn Llewellyn. We'll probably do that today. I'm here. I'll tell you, I'm chilling. Carlos Blanco tapped into the live. First timer, salutes to you. Welcome to you. I'm going to throw some hundreds in the chat for you, bro. Appreciate you being here. I've noticed you in the comments this week. Salutes. I appreciate you being here. Chunky Chingon said, haha, get it. Yeah, I'm going to come with the... Don't be waiting for me with the little chiva and the thick mustache, all right? Until I nail the role. JP to go, Saul. Yeah, I wanna get his full name though. Like I wanna get his information. I'm gonna find that guy. I'm gonna get as much information on him as possible. Like I said, we might start on that today. I'm just going through things. I'm looking up videos and going through things today. Today's not structured like it usually is, where I got like Cartel Wives or Surviving El Chapo or Finnegan's Take. Tomorrow I will be doing a live for Finnegan's Take. So that's happening tomorrow. Episode 1, Finnegan's Take podcast, because I want to hear what the Piglet Brigade got to say. Salute to Carlos Blanco. I appreciate you, bro. My step-grandfather, a man that I love dearly, that was his name, Carlos Blanco. So salute to you. Chad Divine, I'm tired of missing the lines. I had to join, Cass. I had to join because Cass like think like a kingpin. Tapped in from California. Salute Carlos Blanco from California. I appreciate you. Salute Chad. Chad, one of our regulars. I appreciate you being here on the live. We hanging out today and we're looking through we just looking through stuff. We found a couple of things. We got some ASMR at the beginning of this live, so y'all can check it out on the playback later. There's a girl covering it and she covers it like this. She makes mouth sounds and sounds like wet macaroni. So we call her Macaroni Mouth over here. She's dope though. She's doing her thing. No offense. I'm telling you, your channel, you got a bigger channel than me. I mean, you're getting thousands and thousands of views, and you got like 3,000 more subscribers than I do. So I'm not hating on you, Macaroni Mouth. We love you around here. We love that you're covering the Surviving El Chapo story for all of the people that like listening to it like this. This is how they want to hear this shit. All those people, all right? Appreciate you. Chucky Chingon, Saul was a beast. He had to have had an insider as many times as he got the twins. And not just the twins. You think if he got the twins a couple of times, imagine how many other people he was getting on a regular basis. But again, from my understanding is he had police backup. He had a whole team that was there to help him. Yeah. We heard in Cartel Wives, you know what I'm saying? He's sitting around scoping out cribs, and Cato caught him and ripped him out the whip. Dan Foget, listening to you all the way out here in El Paso, Texas. I'm from the Chi. Wilson, Little Village in Pilsen, the double up, huh? Grew up with a lot of these cats, and I knew who some of these people were. I appreciate you, Dan. Thank you for being here, bro. Please hit the like button. If you have yet to subscribe, please do. Share. Today we just hanging out. Again, this is usually when we do lives, it's structured behind a piece of content that we're going to react to. Like tomorrow we'll be doing Finnegan's Take, which is the story of a corrupt police unit in Chicago called the SOS unit and their top dog, which was Jerome Finnegan. And we're going to be covering that tomorrow. Again, he too is connected to the twin story. And then Thursday, we do Cartel Wives. We'll be doing Cartel Wives. And I think next week, I'm going to start doubling up on Cartel Wives, and we'll just keep that moving. I just don't want to run out of things to talking about. Chad Divine says, you're getting bigger, my man. Salutes to you. We're working on it. We're trying. But yeah, so here we are.
Snatched Pedro out of his blue Lexus, covered his eyes, and took him to a Burbank basement. Margarito later negotiated about a $2 million ransom of cocaine and cash.
So if you remember, that was the time when Jay asked the people that were outside, listen, man, they got my brother. What do you guys want to do? We got two choices. We can go to the feds right now, but we're going to get indicted. And we put the feds on the case and let the feds go rescue him. Or we give up the money, we get my brother back, and then we got to make up the money. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them chose to make up the money, but a couple of them chose to go to jail. They had enough love for their brothers to say, nah, man, we got to save your brother's life, even if it means us going to prison. So as far as the twins are concerned, they say that there was brothers that were that down to do that for them, Crazy, But that's who you look for when you're looking for 2 or 3 dudes to take over the world with, You don't need 50 dudes. You don't need 50 dudes. Chucky Chingon said that Finnegan story was crazy. Just got into it. Don't get too far into it. Wait for us, Chucky. We on our way. We start tomorrow. It's going down. We had the paperwork party last week. Went through the indictment and talked about all the dirt they did and all the money they took. And now we'll listen to the podcast and see them reason it all away and tell us why they ain't a bad guy. Why they deserve to be able to stand on criminals' necks.
Pedro was eventually released unharmed. Even though the twins had a good idea of who was involved, they simply absorbed the loss rather than strike back. The veneer of the brothers being law-abiding citizens was still in place when Margarito was stopped at a seatbelt checkpoint in 2003. He told the arresting officers he was a barber at a salon on South Pulaski Road. The business Millennium Cuts, federal agents later alleged, was one of the handful of legitimate businesses the twins set up as a front.
I think the twins needed a whole staff just for that, just for fronts. You're making more money than anybody else. You got more money to hide than anybody else. They needed a staff. We need businesses. I don't know how sustainable that is, but then you could drive around in Bentleys. Why? Because you got like 13 coin laundries, 20 barber shops, gumball machines, all that shit.
Brothers worked closely together, but also took on distinct roles to build their business. Margarito was responsible for making sure that the drugs got into the U.S. from their suppliers in Mexico. Pedro ran operations on the ground in Chicago, where he would coordinate the movements of about 15 couriers to ensure that they made connections with all of their wholesale customers. To evade wiretaps, the twins constantly switched phones used to communicate with customers, sometimes twice a month. Their crews drove vehicles with hidden compartments all over Chicago to exchange drugs and money. One trapdoor could be tripped only by pushing a foot pedal on the floor and simultaneously activating the windows and defroster. Between 2000 and...
I will say this, I believe it was JP the Ghost, let me see. Yeah, he asked me about the audition. I will say my audition had something to do with clavos too. There was a clavo in the scene for my audition. A secret compartment in the car and shit, Definitely. Chad Devine said gumball machine and shit. Yeah, man, gumball machine, man. Cash business, man. Quarter at a time. Laundered them $7 billion a quarter at a time.
In 2008, the Flores brothers and their crew operated Chicago-based wholesale distribution sale for the Sinaloa.
Yeah, my audition did have something to do with a stash spot in the car, so that was dope.
Cartel and a rival drug trafficking organization controlled by Arturo Beltran Leyva, receiving on average 1,500 to 2,000 kilograms of cocaine per month. Approximately half of this cocaine was distributed to the Flores' customers in the Chicago area, while the other half was distributed to customers in Columbus, Cincinnati, Detroit, Milwaukee, New York, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., and Vancouver. In spite of the twins' caution, authorities in Milwaukee have begun working their way up the chain by spring of 2003. First picking off dealers who were buying from them in Wisconsin. Authorities started hearing about suppliers named Peter and Jr. from Chicago. Soon investigators zeroed.
If you remember when that indictment came down and when that was coming down, Jay was already in Mexico and Pete was on the run trying to get out the U.S.
in on the twins, executing search warrants on several Flores properties. These raids led to a drug trafficking indictment against the Flores twins in 2005. But by then, they knew what was coming and had fled to Mexico. It would be over 3 years before the charges would catch up with the twins.
By then, they was outside. They was building their connections on the other side of the wall.
Now to the end.
I hope Val puts you in a series. I see it happening. Listen, they have, think about that too. They have so many opportunities within this story for stories that are outside of the story, like spin-offs, all of it. Like there's spin-offs in this story, or spin-offs are deserving in this story more so than some of the shows that have spin-offs that are worthless. You know what I mean? Like this story is too deep and too crazy. And again, I appreciate Val for coming on. She didn't have to come on here. You know what I'm saying? She didn't have to come on here. She could have been specified what she didn't want to talk about. I just gave her the opportunity. Hey, you could talk about it, you could not talk about it. And she spoke about it. You know what I mean? She didn't have to come to this channel. I'm a very small channel. She could have gone somewhere else. If I recall correctly, what's the word? Man, I can't think of the word right now, but I came at her about not going on Wrong to Strong's channel, I believe, in one of these videos. So again, she didn't have no reason to come here. She came here because she believes that I'm being honest about what I got to say about the story, So I appreciate any help that I can get, and that was a good look, I appreciate it. Somebody already came on and said, bro, you going soft. You soft on them now since she came. You don't wear a hat no more. Like, bro, I got a haircut before she came, before I even knew she was coming on the show. And I didn't wear the hat the one day, and it worked well, and I said, okay, but I got the hat right here, bro. I put the hat back on if you want me to put the hat back on. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying. So you know, I appreciate that happening. When it comes to the TV shows and all this, man, my plan is like everything else. I audition for shows like Force and Power and stuff like that. I don't always nail it. I don't always get the part, but I do audition for these shows. And the plan was always to audition for the 50 Cent shows anyway. You know what I'm saying? But any help I can get, amen to that. I don't got time to be pushing away a helping hand. This is life. You know what I mean? Just like Cartel, De Los Sapos spun off to a series. Yeah, exactly. I want to look into that too. Salute Old Soul in the chat. But yeah, so it is what it is. You know, if there's any help to be had out there, I'd appreciate it. You know, but again, Val got her own problems. You know, she got her own things going on that I ain't got nothing to do with. So I want to get involved in these projects because shows like this, they're close to home, and there should be a place for me in there. You know what I mean? Period. And I'm here to make sure that those doors open for myself, so I don't wait for nobody. So appreciate it. Here we go.
Inside story of two Chicago brothers who turned on El Chapo, helping make today's conviction possible. They did it on the watch of Jack Riley, who once headed the Drug Enforcement Administration right here in Chicago, and who once had a bounty on his head placed there by the drug lord himself. It was on Riley's watch that federal agents arrested and flipped twin brothers from Chicago's Little Village neighborhood. Pedro and Margarito Flores were El Chapo's biggest distributors here in the Midwest. They used stash houses in the suburbs and modified vehicles to keep the pipeline of drugs flowing from Mexico to Chicago.
In 2008, their luck ran out. That's when they were ensnarled by federal authorities and agreed to become informants for the Drug Enforcement Administration against Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, who was second in command at the Sinaloa Cartel. The Flores brothers began cooperating with the government in around October 2008 and recorded conversations, including 2 with Chapo Guzman. Their cooperation resulted in the indictments against leaders of the Sinaloa Cartel and the Beltran-Levy organization, as well as the complete dismantling of the brothers' own Chicago-based criminal enterprise. In late 2008 alone, their cooperation facilitated approximately a dozen seizures in the Chicago area, totaling hundreds of kilograms of cocaine and heroin and more than $15 million in cash, as well as the seizure of more than 1,600 kilograms of cocaine in the Los Angeles area that was bound for Chicago. Identical twins Jay and Pete Flores, who were once North America's biggest drug traffickers, turned themselves in to the United States government with the hopes of starting a new life. Over the years, the Flores twins brought in 60 tons or more and sent more than $1.8 billion back to Mexico to pay for those drugs, putting them among El Chapo's biggest customers. In 2009, the brother's father was kidnapped and presumed killed when he re-entered Mexico despite the U.S. government warning him not to do so. Overall, the Chicago-based investigation of the Sinaloa Cartel had resulted in the seizures of approximately $30.8 million, approximately 11 tons of cocaine, 265 kilograms of methamphetamine, and 78 kilograms of heroin.
That's it.
The brothers will finally plead guilty to 1 count of drug conspiracy behind closed doors at a 2012 hearing. Absent cooperation, prosecutors have said that the twins would have faced an almost certain life in prison sentence. In the end, the Flores twins were only sentenced to 14 years in federal prison. Since becoming informants and aiding the federal government in a number of major drug takedowns, both of the men are now out of prison, and in July 2023, it was reported that Margarito Flores is now teaching law enforcement authorities how to fight the cartels and catch drug traffickers. Both brothers are now a part of the Federal Witness Protection Program and working with people in Hollywood to popularize their story. Sadly, no one seems to fault them for their cooperation, with admiration both from Hollywood.
Said no one seems to fault them for their cooperation, but we hear people in our comments faulting them all the time. So It's a 50-50 game. There's people that understand and there's people that don't. And that's what it's going to be.
As well as their wives becoming famous, it would seem that the Flores twins snitching has gone unnoticed.
By who?
Yo, it's your boy Emmerich El Guapo, man. Street Certified News, man. The most reputable source for urban news, man. Make sure y'all hit that like, comment, subscribe, man. Keep rocking with your boy. Hey, we appreciate everybody for rocking with us, man. Drop a comment. Hey, let us know what you think about this doc, man. You know what I'm saying? On the Flores twins. Hey, it's your boy Enrique Garbo, man.
Well done. I appreciate you. You didn't make up a bunch of stuff, or you didn't go out your way to make up a bunch of stuff. I appreciate you, but remember one thing, bro. That microphone works for you. So you make that microphone come to you. You don't have to come to it. Salutes. All right. Got a little something out of that. What do we got here? Chad Divine. I used to watch Rhonda Strong. Always wondered why she ain't check in. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure she has her reasons. You know what I'm saying? Again, I never expected her to check in here. Now things are a little bit more. I feel like eventually we can get the twins on here. I feel like eventually. I mean, we just shouted out at Damian Cash in the chat right now. He's paying attention. You know what I'm saying? We could talk to anybody. Ron to Strong. I've left the platform open for people that want to reach out if they're on the other side of this. You know what I'm saying? If they feel like their life was ruined because of them, you have an opportunity to speak here too. You know what I mean? I'm not holding nothing and nobody back. I appreciate it and I appreciate the looks. And I'll just be here being me. That's the only thing I can guarantee y'all, that I'm gonna sit here being me. Period. So yeah, I don't know why she hasn't checked in on Ron the Strong. I mean, I don't even know if he's still making videos. I know him and Al Prophet. You know, I go back and it'd be like 2 months ago, 4 months ago, stuff like that. So I don't know. JP the Ghost. It was a lose-lose situation for them. Yeah, there was no. Yeah, it was lose everything as far as you never get to see your kids grow up, or be around to grow up, or live a life the way you're living right now. So definitely a lose-lose, but I'm sure that one side outweighed the other. Chucky Chingon says, side question, were you into Chicago house scene in the 90s? I had a homie who could dance his ass off from Humboldt Park, I believe. Yeah, knew a lot of people, a lot of dancers, a lot of hip-hop dancers, a lot of break dancers, a lot of rappers, a lot of house people, DJs, for sure. Maybe I know them, maybe I don't, maybe I don't remember. You know what I mean? But yeah. But we'll discuss it in the Discord. We can discuss. That's the type of shit we discuss in the Discord. Or you can ask me here, of course, but I'm just saying that's what the Discord's for. So let me go get the Discord invitation. Chad Divine says, I get the big religious vibe with JC. He don't get too in-depth in the old days. Religious vibe. If it works for him, bro, salutes to him. If the religious vibe works for him and he's tired of telling the story, or feels like morally he should step away from the story of his cartel life or his gang street life or whatever he's telling, if it works for him, cool. If the religion works for him, cool. If that's the stuff that keeps him grounded and it keeps him from relapsing or from falling back into the street or for tricking himself off the street and ending up in prison, if that works for him, salutes to him. Whatever works, you know what I'm saying? Whatever works. I think it said in Surviving El Chapo, Peter had Bible study and all this. Whatever works. If that works for him to keep his head together, to keep himself out of tricking himself off the street from, you know what I'm saying? Whatever works, salute to JC if that's what it is, And he told a lot of old day stories. A lot of those stories were repeated. I tell you what, I don't know if Damian Cash is still listening, but there was one story that he had. Damian Cash was telling right there of a chase story with him and Kato. That's a story I wanted to hear the end of, and I never got to hear the end of because it was just badly edited and cut out of the video. You know what I'm saying? Like they told half of the story, and I can never find the other half of the story. So that's if I am gonna get into some of that stuff aside from the music stuff, I want to hear the end of that story. What else we got? So yeah, so if he's doing the religious thing, salute to him. He's probably just tired of telling the story. I feel like the Twins are gonna hit that mark too, where it's like, all right, at what point do we not talk about this shit no more? Let's see. Julio Cardenas. I used to live in Chicago, but I'm from Houston. 2000. Been back and forth. Salutes to you, man. Once you from here, you always from here, bruh. Salutes to Houston, though. Chucky Chingon said, I can go to Ron Strong's gym for you. He's close. That's what's up. Gotta go over there and get swole. Chucky, don't go for me. Go for you, bro. Felix Reyes, I'm late, but I'm here, bro. You always on time, Papas, because we're just chilling today. We didn't have no special, specified, set aside, agenda. We just going through videos and having the conversations. Chad Devine, you're right. I respect that. It never worked for me. Yeah, if it works for him, that's cool. You know, for some people, that keeps them from a lot of the bad things. You know, some people need something to keep them from what they already know. So I salute them for that. Let me find the Discord. Link. I don't know I think it changes. Invitations. Let me see. I don't know why I'm voice connected over here on the Discord chat, but whatever. Invite people. Here we go. Copy. And this is the Discord invitation for anybody that wants to take the Discord invite. I'm going to pin it in the chat. For those that don't know, Discord is an app where I can create our own little social network built around the people at this channel that get this invite. So if you're down to come in there, and then in there you guys can send me links to things that you want me to react to, or things to at least take a look at, see if I'm willing to react to it. There's your invite right there to our own personal little Shy L Reacts social network. Appreciate y'all for being here. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you have yet to subscribe. We hanging out. All right, let's see. Is that it? Did I miss anything else? 6 months ago? Nah, that's too far. Let's see what we got from this week. 5 days ago, we did that. That was the AI. Are you guys sure you don't want to go back to this right
I
here?
heard about healthcare.gov and how easy it was to sign up. And with a new law, I was able to find a plan at $0.
Macaroni Mouth. She's back by popular demand. No? It's not working? Even the internet don't want to play.
Guys, I hope that you are doing really wonderful. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the drug lord El Chapo.
Does anybody listen to this for the information or just for the sound of it? Like
By the Flores twins. And these twins really risked.
Okay, get the fuck out of here. She's done. We're done with her. We're done with her. That shit's hilarious. See if I stashed anything else in the watch later. We did that. We did that. Here we go. Let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try this. How Chapo, Sean Penn, and Kate de Castillo exploited themselves and each other in one big clusterfuck of a story. Julio Cardenas, salutes to you. Appreciate it. Much love, Shael. Keep doing your thing. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you. Let's go to the Chapo. Sean Penn. Felix Reyes said, "Oh, girl, scared." Yeah, right? She sounds like one of them silent place. That's hilarious. Who do you think you are, right? And they'll say that, right? But they'll go do it, like like Sean Penn. He'll go do it, be all in everybody's business. But if Kanye does it, if LeBron does it, they're like, shut up and play basketball. You know what I'm saying? If Kanye does it, they're like, shut up, you're crazy. You ain't got no business over there. But these guys, they get to go play journalist and run around in the jungle with drug lords. Like, I don't get it. Like, stay in your lane, man. Go make a movie. You're I Am Sam, bro. You're Spicoli. I'm not trying to hear all this. You the man, the foreign relations guy. I'm not trying to hear
Crazy
it.
love story. 2008, Sean Penn surfaces in Cuba.
See, look at this fool.
He called me a pig, and I called him a communist.
And along the way, Sean Penn plays real-life action hero. In the wake of Hurricane Katrina, he flies to New Orleans and personally pulls people out of the floodwaters.
Okay.
He brings along
cool.
too much.
Why not? So it took a little lonely night like that for him to reach out, and she took the bait. And somehow, in that wild little triangle, this guy showed up. Didn't know Paul Rodriguez was his relative, and we're talking about if that's where we're going with this story, that Chapo was trying to holler at old girl, and then he started throwing in the whole movie thing, make a movie about my life. You tell me what hustler or what person, what criminal ever had a movie made about them before their downfall or their death. I don't recall it happening. Ever. You know what I mean? I don't recall that happening ever. So that was a little delusional. He might as well have just told her, listen, man, listen, girl, I'll be watching you on La Reina del Sur, and, I feel like those legs go on forever, and I just wanted to holler at you, and, if you didn't know, I'm the man. I can get you whatever type of powders and powers that you want, and, you know what I'm saying, you're just going to have to throw me a little something on the back end. He was better out telling her that than telling her, hey, man, we should make a movie about my life, and her actually believing that was something that she could produce. You've never seen those movies produced while the subject is still active. Never going to happen. Never going to happen. I haven't seen it. Yeah, he'd have to produce it himself. He'd have to commandeer a production staff and do it himself in order for that to happen. And she really thought that she was going to get that done. So she's wilding. I'm afraid to play any more of this, but I don't think we need it.
Kate is, I would maybe make a comparison to Jane Fonda, because her father, Eric del Castillo, is a very, very respected...
Okay, so she's Jane Fonda. Okay, we got that part. Let me skip forward as to not, come up against the YouTube Mafia's rules.
I'm Kate del Castillo for PETA. If you're thinking about going to a...
Okay, she's a PETA protester. Okay.
Growing up, watching her on soap operas, felt that
this Gary Busey's long lost child. Look at him. Gary Lucy right there. Look at him.
Access or connection or friendship with her.
The virtual relationship blossomed with flirty, sexy texts.
All right, so they was. Oh, this is what I want to see. Hold on. Come on, YouTube. Don't bother me.
We'll drink tequila.
Chapo told her we'll drink tequila and champagne. I take care of everything so you're comfortable. I will take care of you more than I do my own eyes. He was a hopeless romantic too. There's no hope for us. There's no hope for us.
Champagne. I'll take care of everything so you're comfortable. I will take care of you more than I do my own eyes.
I am so moved.
I am so moved to hear that you will take care of me. No one has ever taken care of me. All right, so she was playing the little rebound, just a little bit right there. She didn't go too crazy. But he's over here ripping his eyes out for her already, dog. There's no hope. What did Damien say? In the DMX song, Damien? He said, yeah, that was over some dough. I don't know. Could have swore it was over a hoe. It's always, always, always. It's either a woman's either gonna build you or break you. But this guy right here, his nose is wide open, hiding out, lonely, watching La Reina del Sur on repeat, and they're having small talk on the phone.
To hear that you will take care of me. No one has ever taken care of me.
Thank you for being such a great person. You are so beautiful in every way.
So beautiful in every way. Wait, what was her response?
Such a great person. You are so beautiful in every way.
I'm telling you, I feel safe for the first time in my life.
Oh my goodness. So she was playing it back. She was playing it back, little Kate. Kate, you tweaked. All right, YouTube, don't bother me.
My mother wants to meet you. I told her about you.
Wow, already where we reached the mother stage already? Told her about you. Don't worry, nothing serious. Everything will be great.
Don't worry, nothing serious. Everything will be great.
The Mexican government apparently...
He made a whole family situation out of this. Again, he don't get off scot-free. I didn't let the twins off on pillow talking and showing off or whatever. That was reckless of him. You're the guy. You're the guy. You don't compromise yourself when you're the guy. He compromised himself over some chick he sees on TV. You know what I'm saying? That's what he did.
Out of sight. Talk about Hollywood.
I couldn't be happier.
Gone, escapes, whatever.
Was wearing
with a cause.
El Chapo movie made.
So
all right, hold on. Now this is the only other part I need, and then we'll move on to videos that are not gonna get me copyright struck. The only other part I need is how this jerk off got involved.
Word of the meeting and asked to come along.
To talk about, bring your tequila. You could go down any corner store in Mexico and get a bottle of tequila. So that leads me to believe it could only be the tequila that she was trying to promote to let him taste it or see if there was any interest on his part.
And there was an even bigger complication. Sean Penn got word of the meeting and asked to come along.
That she was trying to promote in this business with her.
She's trying to sell
represented a tequila brand called Honor, and she was looking for investors.
Maybe perhaps she thought that, there would be some way to get him to invest in this business with.
So, but don't she understand that that's money laundering? If he invests any of his money being, public enemy number one in her business, she don't realize that that's money laundering? She's taking money from a criminal conspiracy and injecting it into her legitimate brand out loud like this with meetings and champagnes and like this sounds like a whole lot of stupid shit happening all at the same time, you know what I'm saying? From people that are not supposed to be this fucking stupid. You know what I mean?
Went to the Mexican jungle to write an article for Rolling Stone magazine.
That's the official story. But the official story is she's trying to get a movie made and he's trying to get a movie made. And Sean's trying to get a movie made and she's trying to get a tequila investor. And she just said, or I seen her say before in an interview that she couldn't allow Chapo to pay to be involved in the movie. I think she was trying to backdoor a deal. Vernon Himes in the chat said you would think on how smart he was. He would have had a truck or a car on the other side of that tunnel in case something happens, like them kicking in the door. Yeah, I mean, once you get comfortable, once you get a little bit older, you lose a step. You get a little comfortable, you lose a step. Your wittiness isn't there. You make mistakes, and eventually, listen, it's hard. Who's really gonna say that they got away forever? There's always going to be, rumors. There's always going to be, but ain't nobody really getting away. Not like that. Not at that level. But to me, there was a lot of, just like this, that was a breach of security. Him being lonely and reaching out to Kate de Castillo, that was a breach of security right there. A mistake that he probably wouldn't have made before. But at this point in his life, he was ripe for this mistake. And it went down because a mistake it was. A mistake it was. Let me hurry up through this video before I lose my whole channel to this thing.
But the clues to his ultimate aim may be in that lengthy, windy Rolling Stone piece. Penn writes of his mysterious connections and traveling companions in the
And that's the problem. I don't want to read that whole thing. Because I know dude is a blowhard. Sean Penn, I'm sure there's a lot of talk in there that I don't need to hear. He said it's wordy already.
One he called Espinosa, the owl who flies among falcons. The other, El Alto, a big man, worldly and well-connected. Espinosa is Fernando Sulichin, El Alto, Jose Ibanez, both Oliver Stone's producers. Word on the bull.
Wow. Yeah, just clout. Same as the other, same as the Spider-Loc stuff. Like everybody just says what they want to say, whatever they want to say. They'll tell whatever lie of a story in a movie.
They sat around and drank beers and ate tacos.
To a smaller dirt airfield. One of the drivers is El Chapo's 29-year-old son. The group is then taken by minivan to a hotel. Penn will write that he's sure the DEA and Mexican government are tracking their movements. He's correct. For a 2-hour flight into the jungle of Sierra Madre. It's another exhausting 10-hour truck ride.
All right. Took him to the mountains. I'm trying to skip through here, get the hell out.
Before Penn and his group arrive in a jungle.
drug dealer. He's definitely to be feared.
This is the first time El Chapo has met Kate. Penn writes that he greets her like a daughter returning from college.
He greets her like a daughter returning from college. Okay.
Kate asks
there with a fugitive drug lord for 7 hours or whatever it was, and didn't interview him. They sat around and, drank beers and ate tacos.
Take a photo to prove the meeting took place. It's his idea.
They didn't interview. They had a lunch. They had a lunch about making a movie. Rolling Stone was just there to foot the bill. He was just there for them to get the, we need a budget to get us out there and all of that. Look at this guy with his shirt on, and then this guy with his face on. And Conor McGregor had that shirt on at a press conference. Just a bunch of horrible shit happening here. Like, what are you doing, bro? You the big boy. What you got this dude to make a movie about you? Tell me when there was a kingpin that had the movie made about him while he was alive, but was not in prison, was just good, living the life. He's chilling, and they're making a movie about him while he's still doing what he was doing. I ain't never heard of that. Y'all was delusional. Ruben Contreras, ain't no way he can play Chapo. That's just so funny to even think. Right, like, I mean, an actor's an actor, and they've done it before. I mean, Tom Cruise was a samurai, for Christ's sake. But what do we need him for when there's plenty of other guys that can play Chapo thoroughly?
Sean Penn and El Chapo make plans to meet in 8 days for a more formal interview. Union with Sean Penn. But through text messages to Kate Del Castillo from a satellite phone, he agrees to honor his promise to give Penn an interview. Sort of. This will fall far short of El Chapo and Sean Penn's dreams. Sean Penn will submit questions, which will be translated into Spanish and read to El Chapo.
Okay, so he's trying to do an interview, I guess. Let me skip forward before I get jacked.
The most powerful, wealthiest drug lord in the world. A man with $1 billion, responsible for 70,000 deaths.
Happened. All right, let's get away from this video before I get copyright cancer on my channel. And I don't need those headaches. Ruben said they're trying to cut the water off. Now, I wonder if 60 Minutes is going to flag me too. Let me see. I did not bring down El Chapo. No. Think you did. Let's see. Let's hit this one right here.
Epidemic Sound have advanced search filters to help you easily find the exact mood, genre, duration, or pace that you're looking for, and this saves you a huge amount.
Anthony Mason is joining us. Nice to have you here.
Great to be here.
And the reason you're here is because Charlie Rose is in California, where he interviewed Sean Penn. The actor is breaking his silence about his secret trip to Mexico to meet the notorious drug lord Joaquin Guzman. Mexico recaptured the cartel leader known as El Chapo 1 week ago. And Sean Penn made headlines the very next day when Rolling Stone published his account of visiting the kingpin in hiding last October. In an interview for Sunday 60 Minutes, Charlie met with Penn last night in Santa Monica to talk about that trip. Charlie joins us now from Santa Monica, where a lot of people, Charlie, are looking forward to hearing what Sean Penn has to say. Good morning to you.
Well, good morning, Gail and Nora and Anthony. It's been an interesting trip here. Sean Penn wanted to clarify his involvement in El Chapo's recapture. Mexican authorities have said knowledge of his trip helped them move in on the drug lord. Penn believes those claims of his contribution are incorrect and could put him in danger.
There is this myth about the visit that we made, my colleagues and I, with El Chapo, that it was, as the Attorney General in Mexico has quoted, essential to his capture. We had met with him many weeks earlier.
On October 2nd?
On October 2nd, in a place nowhere near where he was captured.
So as far as you know, you had nothing to do, and your visit had nothing to do with his recapture?
Here's the things that we know. We know that the Mexican government, they were clearly very humiliated by the notion that someone found him before they did. Well, nobody found him before they did. We're not smarter than the DEA or the Mexican intelligence. We had a contact upon which we were able to facilitate an invitation.
Do you believe that the Mexican government released this in part because they wanted
It looks like his face is going to explode, or he's going to eat his face.
You blamed and to put you at risk?
Yes.
They wanted to encourage the cartel to put you in their crosshairs?
Yes.
Who did?
Are you fearful?
The U.S. government?
To see this in part?
An invitation.
Do you believe that the Mexican government released this in part because they wanted to see you blamed and to put you at risk?
Yes.
They wanted to encourage the cartel to put you in their crosshairs?
Yes.
Are you fearful for your life?
No.
I first wanted to know why you wanted to do this, why you wanted to go there. Second, I want to know the sense of how you felt about the risk you might be taking and why that risk was worth it.
I had only that I thought this is somebody upon whose interview could I begin a conversation about the policy of the war on drugs. That was my simple idea.
You wanted to have a conversation.
What? Could I begin a conversation about the policy of the war on drugs? That was my simple idea.
You wanted to have a conversation about the policy of a war on drugs.
That's right.
That's right. So did it happen? Did you have the conversation? What'd you come up with? How did this end?
Right. We're going to put all our focus, forget about blame. We're going to put all our focus, all our energy, all our billions of dollars on the bad guy. And what happens? You get another death the next day, the same one.
Do you make a moral equivalency between El Chapo and people who either buy...
What's up, y'all? Is he acting? Is he being genuine? He just trying to save his ass with his acting ability on 60 Minutes.
I sell drugs in America?
I do if it's me. I don't make that judgment for everyone else, but I wouldn't go so far as to buy or sell drugs.
So he's no better than you and no worse than you?
I say...
People who either buy or sell drugs in America? People who...
Come on, man.
You get another death the next day, the same one.
Do you make a moral equivalency between El Chapo and people who either buy or sell drugs in America?
I do if it's me. I don't make that judgment for everyone else, but I wouldn't go so far as to buy or sell drugs.
So he's no better than you and no worse than you?
I say I can't make him worse than me if I'm not out there doing everything that I can to get a conversation going on the way in which we prosecute that war.
You have said to the AP, and I'm asking now, you have no regrets.
Yeah, I have a terrible regret.
What are the regrets?
I have a regret that the entire discussion about this article ignores its purpose, which was to try to contribute to this discussion about the policy in the war on drugs. Let's go to the big picture of what we all want. We all want this drug problem to stop. We all want the killings in Chicago to stop. We are the consumer. Whether you agree.
They use Chicago America uses Chicago as a scapegoat, just like those cops that damn, they win that Narco Wars video that got copyright struck. Just like them, they be like, oh, I hate what Chapo did to the south side of Chicago. Did Chapo do that to the south side of Chicago? Or did America do that to the south side of Chicago? Is Chicago the product of everybody else in the world, or is Chicago the product of America? Explain poverty in this country, and then give us reason for every dollar that's spent somewhere else, that's given somewhere else. Explain to me poverty in America, and then explain to me all the money that America ships off somewhere else. So are these poor neighborhoods, are these criminals that are bred and brought up in poor neighborhoods, are they a product of somebody else, or they're a product of America? I'm not trying to hear this shit. You know what I'm saying? Blaming everybody else for Chicago. Blame everybody else for Chicago. America, blame you. You know what I'm saying? Blame you. Chicago's a product of you. An early one. So is New York, so is LA.
With Sean Penn or not, there is a complicity there. And if you are in the moral right or on the far left, just as many of your children are doing these drugs. Just as many. And how much time have they spent in the last week since this article come out talking about that? 1%?
How much? I want to know the percentage of how much percentage did you talk about it with Chapo when you was on his land having cervezas and you know, eating carne asada? You know what I'm saying? Like, how much of the percentage of that conversation did you have with him while you were there? Or were you guys talking about how to get a movie made with Oliver Stone and Kate del Castillo and Chapo and everybody live a nice, happy life together? But I'm still waiting for somebody to show me a time where the film was made before the fall. No, it's impossible.
There's not much dialogue about as
My
a result
article
of El Chapo.
failed. Let me be clear. My article has failed.
Article was
Charlie,
whack.
is
We're gonna
Sean
read
Penn
it.
still in contact with anybody in El Chapo's camp? And does
Maybe
he
not
think
today.
the two will ever meet again?
No, he'd said he would have wanted to have met with him again, and that was his plan. But no, he has not heard from anyone in the cartel or surrounding El Chapo, who's
course
now
not, bruh.
been recaptured back in the same
Y'all blew his
prison
cover.
that he escaped from a year ago, 6 months ago. So that point about him and what he hoped to accomplish is just one small part of a long conversation about how he negotiated with El Chapo, what the deal was. This deal and this trip was led by the actress Kate del Castillo. She had had some contact with him. He was smitten with her, and Sean contacted her and believes that, that contact.
He was smitten with her. You let your smittenness trick you off the street. I can't be smitten enough to blow my cover.
Enabled him to go. We know now from some things that have been released by the Mexican authorities, that there was a very interesting dynamic between the two of them, enabled him to go. So watch 60 Minutes and you'll see more of a very interesting conversation about the deals he made, why he went, and what he thought of El Chapo.
All right, now we gotta go listen to Kate del Castillo tell us her side of the story. She got some text that she needs to explain. We're playing grab ass with the king of the narcos. Where's she at? You gotta react. You gotta relax, Kate. Let me see. Here we go. This is ABC News. Let's see what she's talking about. Let's see if they don't get me for copyright.
She's beautiful.
How y'all doing? Y'all still
She's
with
always
me?
there to listen.
She's
Again,
now found two.
This is a different kind of day. We just chilling. We hanging out
college
today.
isn't for everyone. Imagine, with 6 months of intensive weld
hell's
training
this
and
dude talking
certification,
about?
you have a
It was a moment that shocked the world. Two-time Oscar winner Sean Penn tracking down and shaking hands with the notorious drug kingpin El Chapo. His ticket in, the glamorous Mexican superstar Kate del Castillo. Did the fugitive harbor a crush on the actress? ABC's Diane Sawyer sheds new light on the strange and dangerous saga.
Sold yourself out.
You are looking into the eyes of a mystery.
And his eyes just penetrate you like a dagger.
The drug lord, Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. The man himself, so dangerous and elusive no prison can hold.
Didn't even get to smash. All of that that I know of. Sold himself out over it. Wow.
Him. And so the largest manhunt since Osama bin Laden is underway to find him. When surveillance pictures show someone is about to get there first. Not the police, not the army. Wait a minute. Is that the American actor Sean Penn?
Sam.
And who is the woman with him? Can it be the supernova of Mexican television? Actress Kate del Castillo.
Ruben Contreras said, fucking Sean Penn got Chapo pinched, I'm sure of it. CIA guy. Felix Reyes said, Kate is mad because Sean Penn played her ass. He smashed and bounced. She's a goofy. Just the fact that she thought she was going to pull that off, like, this all sounds like a story, again, a PR story whipped up after the fact. Because she's like, I think it's in this interview, she's like, I was never going to accept any money from him to have to do with the movie. But you was going to accept it for that tequila, though, right? And that right there, instant money laundering, if you ask me. But I ain't know, what do I know?
Her biggest role, Reina del Sur, Queen of the South. She plays Teresa Mendoza, a beautiful and rapacious drug lord. Within 3 months of these pictures, El Chapo's pursuers will move in and nab their man.
Didn't you know you were under surveillance?
No, to be honest, Diane, I didn't think about it.
You thought you were going to get in and out and there was...
Didn't you know you were under surveillance? I didn't think about it. Of course not. You guys didn't think about it. Everything that was going on, all of the steps that you were taking, all of the counter security things that those guys were doing, or counter, they were watching their own backs and putting off safety precautionary measures and all of this. And you didn't think that what did you think they were doing that for? They were doing that in case y'all were tailed. So to say you didn't think about it, you wildin'.
One would know.
Yes.
So what is the story? How on earth did this whole strange, explosive saga begin? One night, she says she was sitting at a computer just free associating about her philosophy of life. And then in the computer, just free associating
We're going to judge her real quick, all right? All right, she could have wiped down her island. All right, before she did this, she got all these nasty coffee cup rings, unless that's the design of the thing, but I think that's nasty coffee cup rings, so we're judging her on it.
About her philosophy of life. And then in one sentence, she laid about her philosophy.
Her philosophy of life.
She
was online talking about her philosophy of life.
Sitting at a computer, just free associating about her philosophy of life. And then in one sentence, she lights a fuse that will create an explosion.
Today, I believe more in El Chapo.
She lights a fuse that will create.
So she threw the hook out there. All right, she tickled them. She threw the tickler out there. Today, I believe more in El Chapo Guzman than in the governments that hide even painful truths. All right. Now, people will make these kind of claims and make these kind of quotes and say these kind of things, not realizing that somebody might have got boiled, you know what I'm saying, in the backyard this afternoon or tied and skinned to a tree. See, they say these type of things without knowing the real truth, She found out the real truth after she got there. Everything blew up in her face, and then she had to be worried. So she didn't really know what the hell she was talking about when she said this. But she threw the tickler out there, and he bit.
Create an explosion.
Today, I believe more in El Chapo Guzman than in the government.
She urges the drug lord to turn his power for good.
You would be the hero of heroes. Let's traffic with love. You know how to. Life is a business. The only thing that changes is a merchandise, right?
And one day, she gets
Guzman than in the government.
Create an explosion.
Today, I believe more in El Chapo Guzman than in the government.
She urges the drug lord to turn his power for good.
You would be the hero of heroes. Let's traffic with love.
See, that's yeah, I don't get it. I don't know how many men would think of that. It could be a woman thing, but we need to stop that. All of this reaching out to people in hopes that they'll change. Call me a cynic, man. People don't change, man. You think you're going to hit up the biggest kingpin and put out a public record and say, what did she say? Let's traffic in love. Let's traffic with love. And his mentality was, no, how about I keep doing what I'm doing and you just become part of this? How about that? He knocked you off your square quick. Took your whole statement and threw it out the window.
You know how to.
For good.
You would be the hero of heroes. Let's traffic with love. You know how to.
Oh, you know what, Kate? You're right. I'm going to traffic with love. I'm going to give up this $7 billion industry right here. And I'm just going to traffic love to you. You know what I'm saying? And then she was going to be like, oh, no, I don't want you to traffic love to me. I don't see you like that. And then you was going to end up boiled. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know what you're talking about. This was ridiculous. Come on, I'm going to reach out to the dude that do the wildest shit. And I'm going to be like, hey, man, we could turn this around. Just give up all that money and traffic in love. There's never been money in love. Right? Love take your money. Love don't make you money.
It's a business. The only thing that changes is a merchandise, right?
And one day, she gets a call.
And they said, no, we are Joaquin Guzman Loera's lawyer.
Yeah, and we're not going to stop doing what we're doing, but we want you to get involved with us, and maybe we'll push our money and launder it through your tequila. You let us know. You know what I'm saying? Oh, don't bring champagne with you. Ah, pendeja, you brought champagne with you. Like, Felix Reyes says she's bugging.
And I was in shock. I was in shock. And they say, well, Señor Guzman wants you to do a movie about him. He wants to give you the rights of his life. And I was, why me?
And why you? Why?
And they say, well, because he is a fan of yours. He loved your character in La Reina del Sur. And you tell the truth, you're brave.
She says she's not sure if she'll produce a documentary or a movie, but she tells the lawyers she'll finance it legitimately.
Not a penny from him.
Not a penny from him. That's, I mean, they asked me, and so do we have to put money? Are we charging for the, and I'm like, no.
Is there anyone?
So why you take your tequila bottle over there? He can't put money into the movie. Why is it okay for him to put money into the tequila bottle? Because, I don't know, this just sounds like they went over there for one reason, and now they have to find a way to clean it up, and they're having that conversation on the news. She was about to take that money. Everybody was about to take
so destructive. Not going to find out who Hitler really was. Not going to find out who Pol Pot really was.
As an actor and a filmmaker, I cannot say no. You know, it's a big opportunity to have, for the first time, someone tell his...
It's a big opportunity, but has it ever happened before? It would have been the first time, and it didn't happen. So that should tell you why it doesn't happen. Because those two things don't go together. Being able to have a successful criminal, I don't know, mastermind, criminal at the top level, and then you're going to produce his film while the story's still being told. I've never seen it happen.
His story being alive, too.
Yeah,
Really
never seen it
was.
happen.
Hitler really was. Not going to find out who Pol Pot really was.
As an actor and a filmmaker, I cannot say no. You know, it's a big opportunity to have, for the first time, someone tell his story being alive.
First time.
Being the biggest drug lord.
She says she's now found 2 producers to raise money for the Chapo movie project. And they tell her they have another well-known Hollywood friend, the actor Sean Penn.
You know, this big Hollywood actor will give me more credibility, you know, about that I'm serious with this movie.
And when they meet, he has an idea. Take the fugitive El Chapo up on his offer for a meeting, and he, Sean Penn, will go with her. So she asks to meet with El Chapo and bring some of her colleagues, and the answer comes back yes, and this time directly from the man himself. I have faith you will be comfortable. I will care for you more than I do for my own eyes. She responds, I am so moved that you say you will take care of me. No one has ever taken care of me.
But it's a little seductive.
Definitely seductive, because if he's talking in the context, see now, the thing that we were watching that they copyrighted me on, that made it seem like these two were just pillow talking, him on the run, pillow talking with her. This is more like they're framing it like he's talking to her about the visit. And if he's talking to her about the visit and she's throwing the little, you know, I never had nobody take care of me. She's on some so seductive shit.
That line, isn't it?
When your life is in risk, I don't think so. You know, so are you sure that we're going to be okay? And by being okay means I'm going to be alive.
If she's being pleasant, so is El Chapo,
Yeah, as long
who's
as he
known to
wants
have
you
a
to.
soft spot for beautiful women. We count 37 text messages to his lawyers.
Hold on. Which colors are available, and we should buy a color for a woman? BBZ 30 is the most modern. No pink, no pink by silver. What colors are there? The iPhone 6 Plus, BlackBerry Lee, iPhone. So he was tricking. He's buying her phones. You got to get her the newest stuff right here. Got to get her a little care package over here. Come on, guys. Never meet your heroes. They'll let you down every time.
Is he seducing you? Are you seducing him? Who's the cat? Who's the mouse?
I don't think it was necessarily me, Kate del Castillo. He was probably had a crush on Teresa Mendoza.
Had a crush? Wait a minute.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I think he's maybe an admirer. I don't know.
What you mean you don't know? You know. You absolutely know.
Okay, maybe yes. I don't know. We'll have to ask him.
In the meantime, up in the mountains, the mysterious king of the drug trade has embarked on a kind of cartel party planning. Following instructions, the actors go from their own chartered plane to a small plane sent by El Chapo. It's designed to fly very low on the mountains, evading the radar. Finally, about 10 or 11 o'clock, she says, they arrive at a clearing on the mountain so dark, she doesn't see who is opening her door.
And he said, amiga, and that's how I knew it was him, because he called me amiga, you know, and I was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe that we were there. I didn't know how to react.
Did he embrace you? Did he kiss you? What did he do?
He kissed me on the cheek and embraced me.
When Del Castillo moved into light, she looked at the man rarely seen by the outside world.
He's actually taller than I thought, because they call him Chapo for shorty.
7 hours. What did you talk about?
He talked about his mom. He wanted me to meet her.
She says his face appears more like a man who wants to give up running.
I sensed that he was probably tired.
But he confirms he is sending an ocean of drugs to the United States and around the world.
That dude was just... He looked like a guy that wanted to run. Stop it. You don't know what you're looking at anyway. That's like looking into the eyes of a tiger. You being Kate Del Castillo, looking into the eyes of a tiger and being able to say, I think this tiger wants to change its life. I think this tiger wants to declaw himself and not run his claws through my face. That's what I think of this tiger. You don't know? What do you know? You know how to act. That's it. Stick to acting. Back up. He looked in his eyes like he wanted to run. But then he turned around and said, oh no, I'm about to blow the world up with some more powder. Like, you people want to see the best in people. You people want to see that there's hope, right? So it's like you either give us no chance or there's so much hope. But stop. You're looking in the eyes of a tiger telling it not to scratch, not to pounce. Like, that's not how it works. It does not work like that.
I supply more heroin, methamphetamine, cocaine, and marijuana than anybody else in the world.
There it is. He's telling you what he is. Believe him.
But he still loves his kids. And he still loves his mom. So there's
well,
something...
of course, that to me is the duality of man. People don't understand that. To me, the duality of man is that a man can take another man's life. A man can be brutal with another man. A man can be brutal with other people, right? But that same person is going to feel something. If there's one thing that he loves in this world, and if that's his mama, something happens to his mama, he's going to feel that. That's the duality of man. I don't understand what squares think about criminals. What do you think? You think because they're criminals, they don't love their mother? Why are y'all surprised when you see criminals love their mother? Why are you so surprised when you see criminals love their kids? You know what I'm saying? Any type of criminal. The worst of the worst. There's a guy out there that does horrible things to people, right? But there's somebody or something that he loves in this world. Mind you, there are some people that have nothing, that have no love, that are just carnage. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, you know, the majority of the criminals or the people that do bad things that you feel like you're so separated from, y'all be like, but he loves his children and he loves his wife. Yeah, that's how that works. That's the duality of man. He's able to do both. You know what I mean? Like, I don't be understanding you people. You weird me out with this shit. Leave yourself open, then you look stupid.
There's love inside there somewhere.
And she notices as he talks.
Yeah.
But he still loves his kids. And he still loves it. Yes.
Flying an ocean of drugs to...
Probably tired.
But he confirms he is sending an ocean of drugs to the United States and around the world.
Did he say, I supply more heroin, methamphetamine, cocaine, and marijuana than anybody else in the world?
Yes. But he still loves his kids. And he still loves his mom. So there's something... there's love inside there somewhere.
Oh, gosh. So pathetic, man. Humans. It's sad. It is sad.
Somewhere.
Also said facts. These people bugging like, what?
And she notices as he talks, the crime boss displays almost suburban manners.
He doesn't even say a bad word. and nobody around.
It's like everybody will say the same thing. Like, what is your stereotypical criminal? For you squares, it's something you saw on television. You know, something screaming and gnarly, some monster, you know what I mean? No. Go take a look at Congress. You can look from the White House all the way down. There's a criminal cut from every jib that existed. There's a criminal cut in every shape that exists. It's just, we small in the head as humans, man. We don't see that part.
Him smokes or do drugs, and it was like, oh, Sean is the only one who smokes here.
Do you have a picture?
Yes.
Can we see it?
Sure.
This is her picture, the drug lord in blue shoes and the blue designer shirt. As the party rolls on into early morning, the drug lord apparently takes a look at his TV dream girl and notices that this is a woman who may have had one tequila too many.
Because he said, I think you have to go to bed. I think the tequila, I was tipsy, and I said, yes, I think it's time.
Tipsy, like dizzy tipsy?
Yeah, like a little bit, you know, when you know the tequila just got to you. And he said, I'm coming, I'm showing you your room where I was.
I'll be there shortly.
Gonna spend the night. And it was the only time that we were alone. That was really scary.
He spent she spent the night with him. Is she gonna claim, is she claiming she did not let him smash?
That was really scary. When we turned around and we were alone, out of anybody's sight.
Hold on. I'm putting a poll up if it's true.
Your room where I was gonna spend the night, and it was the only time that we were alone. That was really scary. When we turned around and we were alone, out of anybody's sight, I was waiting for him to.
Wait, he said he was gonna spend the night
alone.
Dizzy,
like,
tipsy?
Yeah, like, and he said, I'm coming, I'm showing you your room where I was gonna spend the night. And it was the only time that we were alone. That was really scary.
Oh.
When we turned around and we were alone.
Okay, so far he didn't spend the night. He's just walking with her alone to her room. Did he spend the night is the question.
Out of anybody's sight, I was waiting for him to make a move or just grab me probably in a different way. You know, man, I had no idea what intentions, you know, in my head, it was everything happened in my head.
Which ones was you down for though?
And my partners couldn't do anything.
What would you have done if he'd made a move?
Oh my God,
You must have thought about it.
I don't know, Diane, I don't know.
He did something startling.
Daniel T said, gulp, alone.
He simply tried to steady her on her feet.
I actually got the guts to tell him, I said, amigo, while we were walking, amigo, just don't forget what I said on my tweet originally. You're a powerful man. You can do something good. And he said, that's good, amiga. You have a great heart. Do it. And he said, I'm not staying here. You won't see me tomorrow. I never stay where my guests are for their security.
With that, the dangerous drug lord vanishes.
This is an excellent outdoor garment that finally checks all the boxes. The hoodie from Bearskin Technical.
The poll's up. Did Chapo smash? Yes or no? The poll is up. Y'all let me know in the chat what y'all think. Now, here she goes. Drunk off the tequila. Waiting for him to put his hands on her in a different way. Walking down this hall, gulp, alone. And, she still want to play, United Nations and say, my friend, I remember what I say, you have good in you and blah, 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 blah. He's like, oh, yeah, you got a good heart. Go to sleep. Don't worry about it. Ain't nothing changed around here except now you're part of the team. But I'm not staying here tonight for your safety.
And he said, I'm not staying.
There's a poll. The poll is in the chat, y'all. The poll is in the live chat. Yes or no, did Chapo smash? Vernonheim said absolutely he smashed.
Here, you won't see me tomorrow. I never stay where my guests are for their security.
With that, the dangerous drug lord vanishes. January 8th, 2016. Before dawn,
Well, Contreras said he definitely smashed. He's El Chapo.
Move in on a house in a
It's looking
coastal city,
50-50
and El
so far, the
Chapo
poll.
is there. and they nab him. The Mexican government said the ability to track her trip was essential to the capture of El Chapo, though yesterday they told us.
And don't get it wrong, that could have been part on the government just to create controversy, just to make her look bad. Like, hey, you guys wanna, what's the word? You guys want to glorify this Chapo guy? Cool, glorify him. But guess what? You're gonna lay in his infamy as well. That could be the reason that they said, their visit was, essential to them capturing him. You know what I mean? If he didn't do a good job. She turned him in after. JP and the Ghost. JP the Ghost with the zinger on Kate del Castillo not getting smashed right and sending the federales after Chapo. But simply to make them look bad. Add them to his infamy.
It was just a contributing element. January.
Something good. And he said, that's good, amiga. You have a great heart. Do it. And he said, I'm not staying here. You won't see me tomorrow. I never stay where my guests are for their security.
With that, the dangerous drug lord vanishes. January 8th, 2016. Before dawn, troops move in on a house in a coastal city, and El Chapo is there. And they nab him. The Mexican government said the ability to track her trip was essential to the capture of El Chapo, though yesterday they told us it was just a contributing element.
It could have been true. It could have not been true. It could all be propaganda, and that's what everybody does. That's what the whole G unit chain conversation, all propaganda, all this, that, the other, propaganda.
So are they trying to get her in trouble with the drug lord?
Do members of the cartel think you led to the capture of their leader?
I don't think so.
And the Mexican Attorney General has openly insinuated that Del Castillo may have come close to money laundering.
I have not received 1 cent from the guy.
Because the deal fell through.
One of her mistakes was being naive about Sean Penn's Rolling Stone article. As of tonight, Del Castillo says it still stings that Penn has been calling himself a journalist, while in the article, she is called Our Ticket to El Chapo.
He got it right in that way, because he wouldn't be there if it was not for me.
Aren't you angry at him?
Yes, a little bit. I am.
See?
But again,
everybody exploited, everybody compromised each other. Chapo compromised himself. She compromised herself. Penn compromised himself, but they also compromised each other, all for what they wanted. You know what I'm saying? So everybody, the chickens have come home to roost.
I'm angry at myself because I believe in people, and I didn't know Sean Penn.
Tonight, the drug kingpin is sitting in the same Mexican prison where he escaped last year. And there's something that may surprise you.
You're still in touch?
Yeah, through our lawyers.
That film project is on.
Has he agreed to go forward still?
Yes.
It will be your choice, your call.
It will be my call, and everything will be on my control.
Now, is she doing it unauthorized? Because this is definitely, Chapo definitely don't got her back no more, I'm sure, with his life rights. Who holds his life rights? And what did I tell you? This movie wasn't getting into production until he fell. He fell.
He agreed to go forward still?
Yes.
He agreed? I'll believe that when it says that he's an executive producer on it. That's when I'll believe that.
In that way, because he wouldn't be there if it was not for me.
Aren't you angry at him?
Yes, a little bit. I am. But again, I'm angry at myself because I believe in people, and I didn't know Sean Penn.
Tonight, the drug kingpin is sitting in the same Mexican prison where he escaped last year. And there's something that may surprise you.
You're still in touch?
Yeah, through our lawyers.
That film project is on.
Has he agreed to go forward still?
Yes.
It will be your choice, your call.
It will be my call, and everything will be on my control. For sure.
You're still going to do it, even at this price?
Yeah. More than before, Yeah. It's cost me so much in so many ways.
Nah, it looks, with all the tears in your eyes, it looks like you under the gun to continue the project and still do it. Look at her face. At no part of this has she been emotional until right now. Chucky said white boy used her and banged her. Hold on. You saying Sean Penn smashed too? Stop it. We ain't just going to say everybody smashed. It's one or the other had to have smashed. I mean, it is a miracle. All right, so far it's did Chapo smash? It's 67% yes, 33% no. I'll leave that poll up another 3 minutes. Let it go 10 minutes. 3 minutes on that poll. All right, so she's still gonna do the movie, but she looks stuck now.
You know? Yeah. It's cost me so much in so many ways.
Our thanks to Diane Sawyer.
Cost you. So now she want to cash out. Really, Chucky? She admits it, huh? See, I gotta either pay more attention or watch the other videos. She let Sean smash on the same documentary the night before she left. The night before she left. The night before they left Mexico? Wait a minute. So Sean... Hold on, Chucky. You gotta tell me what you're talking about. Sean smashed the night before they left Mexico? So they got to Mexico, he hadn't smashed. And then he smashed on the way out? But in this Chapo... Well, this... Let me see. Well, how did I word this poll? Did Chapo smash? See, I said Chapo. I didn't say the other guy. Yeah, she felt used. She said, damn. Well, she was used. What are you talking about, lady? You put yourself in a position. You put yourself in a position. All right, let's see what else we got here. Let's see if we missed anything. How y'all doing? Salutes to everybody. Hit the like button, please. Hit the like button. Salutes to everybody that's checked in and checked out and checked back in. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, after Oscar de la Hoya's party. Bro, I got to look into that story now. Now you threw Oscar de la Hoya in there. This turned into something else. This turned into something else. We got 1 more minute to go on this poll. We only had 3 votes. Okay, 3 votes, but 2 of those votes went to yes and 1 of those votes went to no. Joe the Builder said he definitely banged her 100%. Did Chapo or did Sean Penn or did both of them? Do I have to change the poll? 75-25 yes. On the did Chapo smash meter. Now y'all just putting her with everybody. Did security smash too? Like, what are we talking about here? Damn, a tequila party? Oh, tequila party for her tequila, huh? Yo, we wildin'. 80%, 20% yes. She smashed. See, Chucky's adding shit to the party. Gotta look into this story. 10 minutes. And poll. There we go. Those are your results. 80% yes, 20% no, 5 votes. Damn, JP the Ghost went all the way there. They doubled up. Carlos Stanton, both high-priced hoes. Yeah, everybody was high-priced in that scenario right there. But it's safe to say that everybody compromised everybody in that situation just the same way I told you. They all compromised themselves and they all compromised each other. Joe the Builder said Chapo smashed. Sean did, but I don't think Chapo did. Felix Reyes. Okay, cool. See, we got differing opinions on all of that. All right, man. Let's see if there's anything else worth noting before we get out of here. Did all that. Let's check the watch later. Wow, what a crazy story. Again, a big drama that didn't have to happen. It looks like we've covered everything that I wanted to take a look at. Again, we got some more insight on the G-Unit chain, but whatever. We didn't heard that story before. I will link it all up. We'll cut all of that up and put it out. Y'all can start giving me the hundreds in the chat. Still with me. Salutes to the chat. I appreciate y'all. It's been a good little stream. Had a good time. We're gonna go give we'll give old girl a little bit more love one more time.
To cooperate with the FBI in bringing down El Chapo. Chicago-born Margarito Flores was around 8 years old when his father started to take him and his
I'm in the wrong business, y'all.
on car rides to Mexico.
I am in the wrong business, man. How she got more views than me, man? I need y'all's help. Damn. Operation Odessa, look up. Dope story about the guys who bought a Russian submarine and Vanilla Ice hooked them up. Let me put it in the notes. We'll do that on a live stream. Like maybe these live streams could be for random things and we'll see what happens. She got tits in that. Yeah, that she does. Vernon, she definitely does. Make sure this goes in my notes. The Odessa. Where is it at? There it is. Operation Odessa. Don't forget, tomorrow we'll be back here for Finnegan's Take. Operation Odessa. Boom, got it. It's in there. Save that. Gotta keep that note open. Hundreds in the chat. We'll be getting out of here very soon. I appreciate y'all for being here. Don't forget, tomorrow is Finnegan's Take. Oh, that's why she got, Vernon says she got TNA. That's why she got more views. Hey, man. You know, there's just certain things I'm not willing to do. Yeah, Chucky. Maybe we'll cover that on a live, the Operation Odessa. Salute to y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all. It's been a great stream. I'm gonna cut it all up into pieces and put it out there. Don't forget, tomorrow's Finnegan's Take. Tomorrow, I think fairly early. You know, if nothing pops up, I'm gonna try my best to make sure I keep y'all more informed in the community tab when. You know, when I'm going to go late or when I'm going to go early or something like that whenever I'm live. Thursday, Cartel Wives, depending on the size of the episode, we'll see if we do a double feature. If it's a short 15 or 20 minute episode, we'll do a chapter, we'll do another one. But yeah, tomorrow, Finnegan's Take, and Thursday, Cartel Wives. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all very much for being here. Y'all have a good night. Be safe wherever you're at. And I'll see y'all next time, man. Thank you guys. And you know what? Hold on. Before we go, let me go through this chat real quick. Shout out to Vic. Shout out to Chucky Chingong, Oso, 030 North, per usual. JP the Ghost. Salutes to you. Damian Cash, thank you for stopping through. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation on the show. I appreciate you for being here. Think like a kingpin. Salute, as always. Who else we got in here? Sarah Lee, thank you. Salutes for being here. Vernon Himes, appreciate you. Goth Beauty, appreciate you. Who else we got? Telly Savales, thank you very much. Es muy peligroso para la gente porque cuando no te lleves nada, no te importa nada, güey. So when you don't take nothing, you don't care about nothing. Who else? Salutes to Felix Reyes. Dan Foghat. Foghat. I don't know how to say that, bruh. Chad Devine, it's a pleasure per usual. Julio Cardenas, salutes to you. Again, Felix Reyes. Who else we got? Ruben Contreras, salutes to you. Daniel T, salutes to you. Joe the Builder, thank you for coming through. And we're back to the hundreds, and that's about it. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. Salutes, blessings to all of y'all. Peace.